Invader, this is for the invader. Invader, send home the invader. All praises to the Most High. Give them all praises. Give them all this time I've been looking. You can see it in my phenotypes and that damn Indian showing. This knowledge keeping me steady. 45 on my hip and my armor, man, stay ready. I hit the streets in my Chevy. Blunt, burns, no smoking heavy, man. Here you go, I got plenty. Prayers up for what's in it. In the land I lost many, cause every nigga ain't friendly, and every man ain't willing. No D-bows but Stanley, no heroes for my family. Why the pigs killing us daily? Invader, this is for the invader. Invader, send home the invader. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Invader, this is for the invader. Invader, send home the invader. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Give them all praises. Give them all praises. Where the fuck do you come from? Kidnapping our babies. 11 million abortions. Whole country is scorched. Made them stealing my portion. Bitch, give me my land back. We ain't signed no contracts. Why you wasting all of our trust funds? We don't know who your dad is, but we know who your kinfolk. Take the food off of my plate. Eat that shit with my folk. You invader. You motherfucking invader. Invader. This is for the invader. Invader. All praises to the Most High. All invader. This is for the invader. Invader, send home the invader. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Give them all praises. Give them all praises. Hey yeah, 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 hey yeah. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. This is for the invader. Invader, send home the invader. Invader. This is for the invader. Invader, send home the invader. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Give them all praises. Give them all praises. Hey yeah, 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 hey yeah.
Open up the heavens, let the sunshine in. The Ducateers and Empress about to begin. Giving love to all the ancestors that's tuning in. Here comes the Ducateers with some more.
Going out to the Olmec, Montauk, Shinnecock, Chickasaw, Choctaw, Washita, Blackfoot, Abenaki, Seminole, Muskogee, you know me, the whole me is OG, coming to restore the crown. Olmec, Montauk, Shinnecock, Chickasaw, Choctaw, Blackfoot, Abenaki, Seminole, Muskogee, you know me, the whole me is OG, coming to restore the crown of the whole.
Do like eagle, more like a stinging bee. Ancestors is left, right, in front me. I'm all that vid dynasty live inside me. Moon goddess is worth, native, made for greatness. And wild, with natural style, rain dancer under the moon, knock through the pearly gates. Escape from Spain to Panama, we still ahead of y'all. Never racing, just slow pacing to the top of the dome. We stand tall, y'all. Never lazy to walk, clap. It's clap back for all the more talking in the cock, never stop. A little petite, but never retreat. 10K is doggone tall, y'all. Ride with them streaming, ET beaming, blood chop, lightsaber walker, wolf talker, never stop.
To the Olmec, mind talk, Shinnecock, Chickasaw, Choctaw, Washita, Blackfoot, Abenaki, Seminole, Muskogee. You know me, the homie is OG. Coming to restore the crown of the Olmec. Mind talk, Shinnecock, Chickasaw, Choctaw, Washita, Blackfoot, Abenaki, Seminole, Muskogee. You know me, the homie is OG. Coming to restore the crown of the Tomahawk chop, an entire city block. Big Buffalo people coming back to wreck shop. Hip hop, about and pop, can't stop the rebirth for raw. Indigenous rock with the native chant. Christ war dance. At a glance, anyone who glance at the Shechem war dance. Chief Seven Feather Owl, the Moorish colon powers. Make all these 14th Amendment rappers throw in the towel. Square, compass, and travel. These masons taking oaths, disrespecting ancestors, selling their souls to ghosts. I raise my glass, make a toast to Aboriginal hosts, traveling through the cosmos. That's most, meaning that's on top. My wounded knee bandaged up. Black Hawk, what's up? Geronimo skull. We taking it back from the tomb of the bones when we coming in the rooms and resume like Olmec, mind talk, Shinnecock, Chickasaw, Choctaw, Washita, Blackfoot, Abenaki, Seminole, Muskogee. You know me, the homie is OG. Coming to restore the crown of the Olmec, mind talk, Shinnecock, Chickasaw, Choctaw, Washita, Blackfoot, Abenaki, Seminole, Muskogee. You know me, the homie is OG. Coming to restore the crown of the OG.
Open up the heavens, let the sunshine in. The 250 is an empress. I'm about to begin. Giving love to all the ancestors that's tuning in. Here comes the 250 with some more offering.
All right, y'all. Peace. You're now rocking with your brother Hanu Kiel, aka A1, aka Tantralist One. Peace to gods, peace to goddesses, peace to Aborigines, the Indians, the Autochtons, the Moors, North, South, Central, and the conjoining islands. Once again, we back. Let me know how my sound is, because like a week or so I was having problems with StreamYard. So if you guys can hear me clearly, please press 1 for me. And even when I start playing a video, if I have any audio difficulties, please let me know by pressing 2. Once again, like I said, it's your brother Hanu Kiel. We back up in here. And we're gonna pretty much, somebody sent me this video a couple of days ago. Shout out to the brother who sent me the video. And he wanted me to kind of debunk the claims that brother Ankh and Shawn P was making, which they are really foolish claims at this point in time with what we know. There's so much evidence, right? But besides the fact that we know within our own genealogy and our own lineage, right, that we have people who have told us emphatically that we are the Autochtons or the Aborigines of this northern hemisphere, or western hemisphere, as they like to say, right? But the northern section of what we call, or the central section, because some people say central as well, right? The central section of the Amaru, or what most people refer to as the Americas, right? There's emphatic evidence. Emphatic, and you can't debunk all of the evidence that's been presented and all of the evidence that's been shared over the years. You will be like, you have to have an agenda to be debunking every claim there is. So hopefully I won't have no technical difficulties when I'm sharing my screen, and we can get through this smoothly. I will be debunking all of these foolish claims that these guys are making. Please share the build if you can. I'm actually going to share it myself.
so we can get some more people in the house, whatever. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody, man, in the chat room. Yeah, I've been going for a minute. Shit, I'm getting a little older. I just turned 49. So, I'm having like, I don't know. I have to start wearing my glasses a little bit more. Previously, I never wore glasses or whatever, but my eyesight is starting to, like, when I look at the computer, it's starting to starting to have little problems or whatever though. But nonetheless though, we still gonna get through this. Like I said, once again, shout out to everybody in the chat room. Share the video if you can. Let me share it real quick while I'm on it. Let me see. Let me close this out. Give me 1 second, y'all. Close my own video. Hold up. Give me a second, people. Hit that like button. And like I said, share the build if you can. It will be well appreciated if you can. Let me see. Yeah, I sound clear on my end. Let me share the build out. Oh, you know what? I got a better way of doing it. All right. Let me put my glasses on. I'm getting old. Let me see something real quick. All right. Shit it out. Charge my phone up. All right, so okay. So a couple of days ago, a brother sent me this video pertaining, let me see something. Let me see the screen. All right, so a couple of days ago, a brother sent me this video, brother Ankh, and this nigga Shawn P making these foolish claims and trying to debunk and use the pseudoscience of people who's trying to cover up the fact that the Americas was heavily populated by the Negro type, right? Like I said, besides your own genealogy and besides you knowing this in your family history, there are also evidence, irrefutable evidence, right, that one cannot dismiss when we looking at this, when we looking at the evidence, right? And see, the thing is, right, you got a lot of people, and what they do is they leave it to these researchers who are not even absolute. They're using theories and they're using hypothesis to kind of make their claims. And none of these people can go over the evidence and say, well, look, man, despite whatever they're saying, we see that they have an agenda. You know, they don't want us to know that it was Negroes in the Western Hemisphere from time immemorial. And like I say, like my name, the Atlantean, right? People who literally sprung from the soil itself, who have the mineral compositions of this land flowing through their blood streams and through their veins, right? And their physical composition is made up of the mineral composition of this landmass. And we didn't come from nowhere else. And we are the Aborigines of this land. So these guys would use scientists and their so-called pseudo claims, right? And the evidence that they went back and tried to change, right? To make us think that, you know, it wasn't people here. So we're gonna get into a little bit of this, man. Like I said, share the build out, hit that like button, and here we go.
Let's talk about rectifying or reactivating our hair follicles. iRestore makes this incredible piece of technology called the iRestore.
Every time, whoa, way, man, y'all already know.
And once again, just in case if any of these niggas try their bullshit as far as flagging a video, this is fair use. So this is definitely under the fair use claims. This is for entertainment and educational purposes. All right. So let's get back in.
You know what it is, man? It's God killing the house. And I come to do what I got to do, and I'm gonna do what I got to do. I'm standing strong, I'm standing tall. Hey, man, y'all know what it is, man. Ankh the God killer's in here, and I got a special guest with me. Man, he has led the way, the official elbow killer. Man, you know what it is, man? What's up, elbow killer? What's up with you, Shawn P? What it do? What it do? What it do? I shocked them with, I ain't even let them know you was coming. What's good, bro?
What's up, Unc? What's going on?
Man, you know, you've been putting this work in, man, on this. I'm just saying specifically exterminating the TikTok Indians, bro, for about what, 2 years now, 3 years? Well, how long you been doing it straight?
It's been about 2.5 years, somewhere around there. Yeah. Right when Rob and them kind of died.
Scholarly's source we ain't want. So right here, yo. And I think that eyeball test, see, they never actually show you like these stuff like this. They never show you that. You ain't never get to see none of this. You never got to see this. You never get to see this. A mass, 10th, 6th century BCE, Jade, Metropolitan Museum. Another mass, 900 to 500 BCE. All right, Dallas Museum of Art. You never see that. You never see this. All right. Minneapolis Institute of Art. Yeah. Never see this. Polished green quartz. British Museum.
They don't say they look African at all.
No, they don't. You want to speak on that?
Yeah, the reason that they don't say they look African at all is their ignorance. They literally will avoid all the other evidence to try to go to what they consider to be African, which is only the Olmec sculptures, is what they claim.
And this the famous one right here, yo. 1200 BCE to 900. They love using this right here. I know. I used to use it. Talk about the royal lip ridge and all the nonsense, man. I had a real pseudo that had me going. It was this, forget his name, man. If y'all could get them blog talk shows, y'all would joke the hell out of me, yo. Sometimes it take a pseudo to know a pseudo, yo. So I was top-notch pseudo, so I know, yo. And although I may have educated some people, I miseducated a lot of people, yo. So it's my job to fix that. So I'm the one that got to do it. I don't expect nobody else to do it. But this is the one right here, particularly, yo. Hey, Shawn, you a funny guy too, yo. He was like, yo, you know them daggone feathers, they not feathers. No, they not braids, they feathers. Remember that?
Yeah.
Can we find that? Let me see. Don't you? I know you got a source on that, don't you?
I do, but it's on the other computer, and it'll be forever for me trying into the other laptop. It runs.
So what document should we use?
I think we got it sourced somewhere. But hold on.
All right, let's get a source on that. So I'm not knocking y'all. Trust me. For looking at this and say that's an African with a Nubian helmet on him. I used to say it. And I look up close. Look at my nose, yo. I got the same type of nose, yo. Look. Look, make a bed like that. Lips a little bit thinner. But see, this is racism, and y'all don't even understand it. Racism says that one, colonial power said, you're a Negro, and two, all Negroes have big lips, big noses, and peppercorn hair. There you have it. The true Negro. Now, once you locked into the true Negro, anything you see that look like that, oh man, that's a Negro.
The season of giving is all about hope, compassion, and joy. Yet for some children,
it's called lookership. You know, you got Sarah Stupicetti had the hollership, right? And with the hollership, he used the lookership, right? So this is actually lookership. This is not based off of any empirical data. Okay. So yeah, they got the Nubian lip, the royal lip. I used to say all that, bro. That's how I know, yo. I even defended it. So I know it. So as y'all see me make my transformation over the years, man, don't hate me, hate the game, man. If I had enough guts, right, and gall to come in front of y'all and say that's an African statue based off the lips, based off the looking, right? As I grow, as I learn, as I transform, don't get mad at me if I say, well, hold on, I was wrong, because I'm supposed to do that, and this is what this is. Y'all don't even know where to find it on. I got it on YouTube when I was talking crazy. Now I want somebody to. This what I want. This what I love when people do. Go back and get the stuff I made mistakes on, right? Because that's proper. Go ahead and play it on your YouTube channel and say, oh, and guess what I'm saying? Hey, you got me. I was right. Now when did I do that? See, I don't have a problem with y'all going back into the old material, correcting what I said wrong, because that's part of our growth and development. That's how you're supposed to grow. As you get more tools, as you get to understand things more, right? You're supposed to change that up. You finally at Shawn? I know you got the source for that, yo.
I'm double checking this one source.
It's in your favorite paper too, though, Shawn. You in the paper you bought community where the guy actually critiqued the whole thing. It was crazy, yo.
See, this nigga Shawn P. So what I'm about to show you is this. This is what they referring to, right? Now check this out. Let me see something real quick. Let me make sure. I don't want to do this. All right, let me stop this. And let me show this. This is what they referring to, the back of the Olmec. The back of the Olmec head, right? This is what they refer to, the back of the Olmec head, right? Now this dude, right, he's going to say that the person who researched this is going to say that they're not braids, they're actually feathers, right? Now, even from observation, right, we can see that these are fucking braids. This is something that's coming from the top of his skull, right, which are not feathers. These are not feathers. This is actually hair. But the fact that these scientists and all of these so-called people, they're trying to refute the fact that Negroes was in America and trying to make every type of effort to refute every claim that Negroes was in America. And they're using a lot of these pseudoscience. And it's also, like I said, it's a government-ran project to where they don't want the evidence of Negroes in America. For some reason, they're willing to make these outlandish claims, right? Let me make sure we still live. They're willing to make these outlandish claims to pretty much say that these are not braids, right? And this is actually not a Negro, despite the fact of all of the evidence and all of the experts that we actually heard say this, that these are Negro statues, right? And with the back of the hair, you can literally see these are not no motherfucking feathers. What kind of feathers do you know that where you can put at the bottom? And then also, right, why would feathers also have like they're tied? Like you can see that these are like not, I don't know what they are, but these are something like rubber bands, right, at the end of the fucking braids. You can literally see these. These are not feathers. These are like rubber bands or some type of ornaments, right? That's at the end of the braids. Now you can see the whole braiding process, right? Now, of course, they're going to sit there and tell you, oh, well, these look like feather. The evidence that he's going to present is only going to be a theory and a hypothesis. And the fact that these niggas don't have the discernment and don't have common sense of their own to where that they can't refute this on their own, because these niggas have an agenda. What agenda would you have to disprove that it was already Negroes in the Western Hemisphere? Why? What would be the problem with that? Why are you guys resisting every sense of evidence showing that it was black people in America? That don't mean that you niggas can't be from Africa. But why do you use every common sense evidence that we see, and you don't see that these scientists and a lot of people coming back with this fake ass DNA shit trying to refute the evidence? Now he's gonna make a lot of crazy claims, and I'm gonna be on his head on every fucking crazy claim that he makes. Right now, hold up, let me show you something, right? So let me get out of here real quick because I want to show y'all something. Let me stop sharing my screen. All right, so it's this one right here. All right, bet. So let me get back to this. And let me show y'all something, right? See, now look, when you do an observation, which is the first step of the scientific method, right? Observation is the first step of the scientific method, right? So you want to kind of find as much evidence that can pretty much substantiate your claim, right? So check this out. Let me see something real quick. All right, so boom. So all right, let's go here real quick. Right? Now look. Let me see where we at. All right, so these are the Mendoza codexes, right? These are the Mendoza codexes, right? So check this out. Let's get in here. The Mendoza codexes, right? So just this one image in the middle, right? Hold on one second. Let me close that out. The one image right here. Now remember, the Mayans are the descendants of the Olmecs, right? But you know, like AP like to put it, he say that the Mayan is a time. The Mayan culture is a timeline, right? But it's also a group of individuals. And from the Mayan culture, you got from the Olmec culture, you got the Mayan culture, and then you got the Aztec culture, right? So these are what's left. These are the Mendoza codexes, right? These are actually evidence of what the people look like that was in that area, right? And as you see, you can already see that they got the Pell or these yellow people, or we don't know where these people came from. I have an idea. Where these people come from. These people can be part of the genetic experiment, even though that you have books that telling you that people came from the Pacific, or you got the Mongol invasion of the Yakubatan in the 13th century, right? Me personally, I'm not going to dispute some of that evidence, but I also know that it was experiments done here to where there was genetic experiments in a form to where they created other races of people here. Now that's for a whole nother conversation, but just for the conversation of what we talk about with the Olmecs, right? Now, if you look at the Mendoza codexes, right, you can look at all these brothers, right? The brother in the middle, he actually has like long hair or got like a lock type of style, right? And at the end of his locks, he has something tied, right? As well as you can see in the top. They also got the same thing up here, right? Oh, let me go back. Now, this is just from observation. This is not even going by. I don't need nobody to explain what I'm seeing. See, these niggas need people to direct them on what they seeing. I don't need no evidence. I don't need nobody coming behind me telling me or trying to make an explanation for what I'm seeing, right? Let me make sure we're still good. All right, so I don't need an explanation. I can see with my own two eyes. I'm observing this. So I don't need somebody to come in and tell, oh no, well, them aren't black people. Them are dark-skinned Mexicans or dark-skinned Mongols or whatever you want to call it. Now, these are Negroes. Now, the other evidence, right, when you look at it, right, so check it out. Put my glasses back on. Look, this is more evidence. This is also images that was found in the Yucatan, right? Look at that. Now, off of observation, what would you classify this person as, right? Now, we going back into the old lessons. We ain't going back, and we don't need to pull up no books right now or pull up no scientific evidence. We're just going by observation right now, right? Now, if one was to see this individual right here, right, one would clearly say that this is a goddamn Negro. You wouldn't be disputing it, and that foolish claim that Ankh said in the beginning of it. Now, when these niggas see black people in other places, they swear up and down they're Africans. But then when you see black people in America, they're not African, or they're not what we consider to be Negroes, right? So they make these foolish claims, right? And it actually goes to show how dependent they are on the white man's science. Because you can read a science article, doesn't make you educated. And doesn't mean that that scientific article is facts, right? It's facts, right? It's not facts. It's only evidence of them clearing something up. Because like I said, even from the image that we can clearly see right here, right? We can clearly see that image, right? Now check this out. Now, I'm not even going to click on the rest of the images. We're just going to deal with Mexico, right? Look, we just going to deal with Mexico. We're not even going to deal with nothing else. Now, look. This is in the Mexican museum, right? This is a Mexican museum right here. And they colored him dark for a purpose because that's the color of his skin. So the individuals that we see in Mexico are not the original inhabitants of that area. They're invaders, just like how you see now, just like how we have in this whole tether war about people we see that migrated here, and 100 years from now you're going to think that these people was the original people living in these areas. No, these people are invaders, and these people are not invaders. At some point in time they were slaves, right? And once the United States had the war, the Mexico War, or the war of Mexico, right, where they took Texas and separated Texas, right? They allowed no people to have that land, right? So this is more evidence that even among the Olmecs, right, even from just looking at the Olmecs, we can clearly see that there's evidence of a Negro inhabitant in that area, right? Check this out. Come on, y'all. What are we doing? All right, hold up. Let me click off of that. Now look, more the Mendoza codexes, right? Now, the fact that if you look at these individuals, you can see they got locks in their hair. This man got locks in his hair, right? So why would it be so frivolous for you to believe that the Olmecs had braids in their hair? Now look, you can clearly see that these people got locks in their hair. So why would it be so? And like they can say, oh, this is look of shit, but no, this is evidence because these are on the fucking pyramid walls in the Yucatan. So we got more evidence of people wearing locks, or you could say that these could be braids as well, right? We got more evidence of them descendants of the Olmecs wearing some type of braids or wearing some type of locks, right? So when you go back to this picture right here, right, why would this be so far-fetched that these are fucking braids? Because these niggas is going through every length that they can go through to prove to you that Negroes wasn't in America. Just to prove that we're from this primitive Africa or they want us to be Africans so fucking bad that these niggas will come up here and make a fool of themselves, right? And rely upon the same people who they claim are the people who came in and destroyed everything and the people who deceiving us, right? They will use evidence of one of these people coming in and giving them an explanation for what they clearly can fucking see to be braids. This is how idiotic this whole research and all of the methodologies and all of this shit. These niggas rely on these scientific claims, right? For them to be able to substantiate their claim. We don't rely on that. We can clearly use observation and use other evidence that's been compiled for us to come up with our fucking conclusion. We don't need to use these scientific researchers or the people that's coming in changing shit, because as you're going to see later on, they coming in and they're changing shit. They're using this fake ass DNA shit, and they're also saying that other experts, right? Because you have other experts in the field of study that came before them, so they're saying, "Oh, these guys been totally wrong, totally wrong." We're going to get into this, right? So hold on, let me see something. Let me show you one more thing. So these are other evidence. This is other evidence that was found in the Yucatan, right? That's right here. This is a female, okay? So just evidence like this, right? That clearly, through observing, you can clearly see, okay, well, there, besides the Olmecs, we got the Mendoza codexes, which I just showed you, and we also got the Boma Park Mirror. But these niggas be like, oh, that's Luca shit. That's Luca shit. So all of this evidence doesn't lead to the fact that the Olmecs within themselves, right? Let's see something. Let me see something. Right? All of this evidence doesn't clearly show you that these are obviously Negroes, that these are not. All of this shit, all of the evidence is like, it's all connected when you really do the science to it. Let me make sure I'm still in. All right, we good. All of the evidence is all connected, right? So let me see what you guys are saying, right? Now, this is old school shit. This ain't even stuff that this is stuff that we done seen years ago. Years ago, we done been seeing this. You understand what I'm saying? And like you said, Yada, the nigga Turtle Gang is a fucking agent, bro. And he's a disgrace to his own people, yo, because he's another one that's going through the Call of Duty, or going through, he going beyond the Call of Duty to pretty much say that Negroes wasn't in America, that we are Africans that mix with these pale-skinned Slavic people, right? Which these niggas make a fool of themselves. And when you hear these claims, you can clearly say that, man, listen, these niggas have to be agents, bro, or they have an agenda. They have an agenda. Niggas want to prove us wrong so bad that they will make a fool out of themselves and come up with these claims that just sound so ridiculous. So ridiculous, right? So let's get back into the video. Let me stop sharing it. Let's go back. Now listen to these niggas' claims, man. These niggas be making a mockery of themselves without even, like, you supposed to be so educated and so you supposed to be so educated, right? And you can read scientific journals that was compiled by people who clearly have an agenda, who clearly don't want us to know what we know. And the fact that you can see that and you're still referencing these individuals and saying that this, oh, they went back and redid the study because now they're using DNA. Come on now. So let's get back into it. Let me mute up real quick. Let me mute my mic.
Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna put this in a private chat, but I know what you're talking about. I'm just trying to find it, and I got a whole lot of scrolling to do where I got stuff at.
I got you back. Take your time. We got some nice comments in here. Got some people talking about the Olmec cult. The Olmec cult, predicated on shamanistic transformation from spirit jaguar to human. Agreed. It says the head show shamans in transformation. No one studies through cult. No one studies, I guess, the culture. They just look at the art. Absolutely, brother. Big up.
Yeah.
Who's the Turtle Gang?
Yeah. Turtle Gang, right? He right.
Absolutely. Big up the Turtle Gang, brother. I don't know you, but your accuracy is pinpoint right there. All right. So I got it. I mean, that Hidden Colors joint is what blew it up. We was talking about that years for that, but we didn't have the movie making skill. You know what I mean? People donate a couple $1 million, man, and he put that program together, and here we stand today. So we got to blame him. And in this particular time period on YouTube, yo, we got to blame him. All right. He's telling us that we are FBA foundational Black Americans and we're native, and he uses the word. He's able to ethnogenesis, and he gets slick. We're going to play it. Yeah. That's what he's doing. And I'm saying that's misinformation, Tariq. Like, at this particular point, you got too much money, yo, to keep playing. Nobody's going to be mad at you if you say, I'm going to take that back. That shouldn't be part of our thing, and make another documentary and clean it up. See? People will donate to that. Right now, we can't trust you. We can't trust the FBA because the foundation, the doctrine is standing on is pseudoscientific. Have us out there looking crazy to the rest of the world. As teachers, it's our job, right, to make sure we ain't looking crazy in front of the world. We want to be accurate. Man, the truth is stranger than fiction. Fellas, I bet you. Go ahead, Shawn. You want to say something?
No. Yeah, but the whole thing with identifying them as feathers came out of Colossus heads, which was a archaeological source. I got it on the Masi as well, but it was a little article. It's about like 6 pages, 6 to 10 pages. Some of it was filler work, and it just got into the description of the Olmec, the heads, and what they represent. I think we can find it on the Internet Archive. That's why I'm trying to look right now.
See, this nigga don't even have the fucking source. Mic check. I don't know if you guys can hear me. But this nigga don't even have the fucking source. And he sitting up in here talking about, I think we can find it. Nigga, pull a source up. And even when you pull a source up, I bet you when we look into the individual who's making this claim that it has to be one of them Mexicans or one of them mestizos that's making this claim to try to push the fact that it wasn't Negroes in them areas where now they are at. You see what I'm saying? Like, all of this shit is pretty much to cover it up. We already got evidence, irrefutable evidence. Too many people have said this. We have other scientists such as Carlos Chavez Marquez that's making astronomical claim of saying America was a Negro continent. But if you show them that, they're gonna find somewhere. Oh, well, he don't know what he's talking about. No, you niggas is agents, man, and you niggas is bad for so-called Aboriginal people around the fucking globe because you niggas rely on this pseudoscience, right? You rely on these pseudoscience. You rely on every article of what these people making. What's the shit that they saying, man? Let's get back into it.
Let's see if they got the same source that I'm referring to, because it was a big work that provided us insight into what these Olmec heads were and the purpose of those heads and why they were sculpted.
All right.
And because one of them that comes out of this anthropolitical research magazine also tells us that the heads were not of African origin. I know people don't want to hear that, but you know, they say that in that book. Hold on, I'm gonna find it. I got it.
Cool, boy.
Go to see if you can put up Colossal Heads, Olmec Masterwork, and look up and Ciphers. I think that's her name, and Ciphers.
Put it in the chat.
My biggest fear is not being there for my 4-year-old grandson. In 2019, I beat breast cancer. In 2021, it came back. It had.
See if you can. It should be a PDF. It should be a PDF. On by her, it's like it might be 6 pages or it might be longer than that, and it should it'll give you a description of what they were made out of, and it'll also clear that whole notion.
What's her name?
Well. I know people. And Ciphers, CYPHERS.
CYPHE what? Ciphers.
ERS.
I got you. What's the first name? Ed? You say Ed? What you say?
N.
No. What you say?
ANN.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And Ciphers. Okay. All right, got you. I got you. I was wondering what you. I got you. And Ciphers at University Press, Colorado. And Ciphers. Oh, let's see. All right.
If you can't find it that way, you gotta do it how I just said it.
Harvard University and Harvard University. I mean, my fault. And yeah, Harvard University.
The Colossal Heads,
Olmec. I see it right here. Department of History and Archive. You see this?
Yeah. I see
Olmec Civilization and Ciphers. All right. So she in the joint. I got you. Now I need to find an article with the feathers. That was a good one because I was like, damn, really? It was funny as hell, yo. When you realize it, yo, you like, oh.
One they got one too, but it's supposed to give an example. I mean, give the description of it. That's why I said the Colossal Heads to deal with all of that. The Colossal Heads do. I don't know why, man. You know how long ago we talked about them dang on heads?
Yeah, I know. And Cypher, let me see.
She ain't the only one though, but it's just easier to just pull it up. It's a PDF. I think I might
got it in chat.
Hold on, I think I got it right here. But I don't know if it's in this one. She talk about the see if you pull this link up right here. I just showed you right here. Right, I'm putting the private shit. That should be one PDF, but let me this ain't the whole thing. I'm trying to get the whole thing for you, but this gonna have something in there.
All right, let's see.
That link pull up.
Hold on, I ain't even do it yet. I was doing my secret sauce. All right, let me see. Got you. Boom. The bottom one. The top one or the bottom one?
Bottom.
All right. Okay, that's the PDF. Oh yeah, I think I printed all this out one day. Oh no, I don't see it. I just see they just put the heads on it. Colossal heads. I see it. See, hold on, I think I can get that right.
Well, I can't find no PDF. If I ain't wanted, I would have found it.
With the quickness. Complex headdress with horizontal bands tied to the back, complemented by a feathered ornament carved at the rear. That's
there
what
you
y'all
go.
about?
Yeah, that's your answer.
That's on the Wikipedia article, Olmec Colossal Heads. Shit.
Yeah, but it should go back to her source.
I know. All right, let me see if I can get there.
Source.
Right, let me see if I can get here. Let me show y'all.
It's explained on that.
It's on here. All right, what? Known examples: distinctive headdresses and heads were variously arranged in lines and groups. Olmec, but logistics. Let me see. Shoot. Because it was eye opening to me. You gonna get off here?
Yeah, you get from deal. Yeah, give me a second.
Okay, where you get it from? All right, let me keep moving my Shawn. Find that. All right. But it was eye opening for me because we always was taught that it was the actual, it was the African braids. We realized it was the feather. Oh man, yo, we got 125,000 in the building, man. Some of y'all in this chat really believe that, yo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like.
All right, so boom. So let me stop this. So look, so I got the lady Ann Cypher's work up here, right? So check this out. And she doesn't make a substantial claim. She makes a bunch of different claims, right? She makes a bunch of different claims. But as you said, it's the Peabody Museum, the dawn of the Olmec civilization, and ciphers, right? So I'm not going to pretty much read through it, but let's see. So it's in the heart of the Olmec civilization is located in the tropical lowlands of Mexico, southern Gulf Coast region, in the majestic archaeology site of San Lorenzo. The inhabitants of the first Olmec capital developed at a distinctive geopolitical territory and managed complex trade systems. The Olmec has created spectacular earthen architects and magnificent stone culture, including the famous colossal head that reflects their stratified social organization and centralized political system backed by the region and directed of hereditary rulers. Buildings on the pioneering work of Matthew Swirling in the 1940s and Michael Coe. Now, Michael Coe is another individual who spoke on this, and he also have more information that's saying that in that area it was a Negro inhabitants. Now it says, and ciphers will discuss the recent investigation. Now look, the recent investigation. Now the people who came first, these people are always trying to go back and double and trying to clear up the evidence. Every time they say it's a Negro inhabitants, always somebody's coming back later on that's trying to cover that up. They're saying, oh no, these guys got it all wrong. And all they doing is using observation as well. They're not using any more sophisticated scientific research to substantiate their claim, right? But anyway, it says Ann Cyphers will discuss recent investigations of the San Lorenzo that shed new light on the dawn of the Olmec civilization almost 4,000 years ago, right? That shed new light. Now, let me see something. Let me see. She's not. This doesn't really give you an insight, right? But I also got this, the legacy of Ann Cyphers and the Olmec archaeology, right? Now, even with this, look, another white lady, right? That's going back, that's pretty much covering up the evidence, right? Well, we can clearly see the evidence for ourselves, right? Like, and even with what Shawn P said, because Shawn P ain't emphatically showing us no evidence that these people are saying these are feathers. They have no way to substantiate that claim other than observation. And the fact that these niggas can't use their own two eyes and clearly see that these are fucking braids. These are not no goddamn feathers. Okay? These are not no fucking, what feathers you know is shaped like that? So you're saying that these are feathers. What are the feathers connected to? The Olmec helmet? Or whatever this is, because this could be a head wrap too, right? We don't know exactly because look, we got different images of what the Olmec. Let me see something. Let me see if I can find the original. Like, look at this one. And I actually seen this one in the American Museum of Modern Day History in New York, right? Now look. Now, even what the Moors say, look, the front of it, it looked like it's some type of wrap, right? It looked like it's some type of wrap, and some people say that this is a tassel, which looks like a tassel to me, right? Okay, but just going off of observation, these people, just because they're doing the archaeology and excavating the so-called site, doesn't mean that everything that they say we're supposed to take for face value. And see, these is what these guys are doing. These guys are not looking. There's, how do you say? I want to say, there's so much compelling information, right? That's clearly saying people, the archaeologists, the ethnologists, or whatever, however you pronounce that, right? And all of the people who did the excavations of these sites, all of them don't even agree. All of them don't even agree. And see, that's when you start doing your own research and seeing, well, what is the evidence and what is her claim? What is the claim she's making? Do the claim she's making sounds realistic, or do it sound like it's biased because they're trying to create an agenda? Okay. Now this nigga keep on bringing her up, but he ain't find an article that shows what she's talking about. Now, just in a couple of minutes, I was able to find the article. Look. Now check this out. Let me see something real quick. Let me blow this up. I'm gonna read this real quick. Hold up. All right, it said Ann Mary Cyphers Tamak was born in 1950 in Canton, Illinois. She grew up in Southern Illinois, which an important center of archaeology research during the 1950s. She was exposed to archaeology early in her life, which sparked a lifelong interest in the past. One of her first jobs, now listen, one of her first jobs at the important middle of the Mississippian site, right, and the Museum of Dixon Mound, Illinois. She attended the University of Illinois for her undergrad education, which the intentions of becoming an archaeologist and working in India, right? It said her undergrad training in archaeology was built on additional Mississippian research. She trained at the large site of Cahokia, where she learned an intricacies of working on the earthen architect and how to excavate domestic structures made of perishable material, techniques that would prove indispensable for her future research in the Mexican Gulf Coast. Now, first she went to Cahokia, right? And I'm quite sure she got claims of the Cahokian civilization is through her perception on what she thinks she knows. But we know the Cahokia civilization were fucking Negroes. Okay? Were Negroes, right? Now let's see something else. Let's see if she doubles down, because I don't see nothing she specifying of saying that the so-called Olmec, there's another excavated site, right? I don't see nothing that she's saying of saying that the Olmecs wasn't Negro. Let me see. So let's make sure we still live. Hold up. Make sure. Oh, all right. I just want to make sure we still live. All right. We're still good. So look, I'm running or skimming through this article, right? Or this PDF. I don't see nothing. Let me see something. All right. Let's see. All right, so the exploration directed by Ann Cypers has clarified a great deal about both the San Lorenzo and the foundation of pre-classical Mesoamerica. The Red Palace was 3 times the size of the contemporaneous elite structures in Mesoamerica. It's saying obsidianous details and large quantities of high value objects are a testimony to the wealth and the status of the Olmec rulers. The exploration of the early buildings was the first of its kind in Mesoamerica, and it shed a considerable light on the private and public functions of its resident elite ceremonies, activities within the complex, and the name of the ruler who built it. And research spans more than 3 decades and provides a legacy that will not only guide a future research agenda, but also ensures the protection of the site of the global importance that was the cradle of one of Mesoamerica's first complex civil societies. Okay, so she's not really clearing. Let me see something. So I don't see her using any terminologies, right? Oh, let me see something. I don't see her even putting an ethnicity on these people, right? Which Shawn P pretty much said, and this actually looks like this came, well, no, that's something different. I don't even want to get into that. Yeah, this doesn't even look like this is giving an ethnicity on these people, right? So let's go back. Let me see something, because I got her shit pulled up. So let's see, what's this? Academia. Let's see what this is. It looked like it's in. Okay. I also seen that book he was talking about. This one right here. This is what he was talking about, right? So let me see something. The Olmecs, right? So let me see. I have to log in to borrow it, but I'll log in a minute, and we're gonna go back through it. So let's go back to what these clowns are saying, because these clowns got these frivolous claims, man. Let me see something too. I thought I just seen a troll right here. So despite, right? So this is really, when you do research, right? When you do research, right? What you're not going to do is you're not going to take the claims of what these people saying, because in a lot of cases, just because they're excavating something doesn't make them the expert at the so-called culture. Their culture is a perspective, or the perspective of the evidence, or what they actually seeing, right? It's a perspective. A perspective doesn't equal facts. Doesn't equal facts. Doesn't equal facts. And like I said, I got some of Michael Cole work, which I probably should have pulled it up, but let me see if I can find it or whatever. But Michael Cole also said these are Negroes that was living in the Yacubatan, and the Mayans, as well as the Aztec civilization that came from the Olmec civilization, right? That these are also Negroes. I wish AP would come on, because AP definitely he's more research when it comes to some of them cultures or whatever. But as far as what she's saying, that these so-called heads are not Negroes, right? These are not Negroes, right? Them not Negroes. These are not Negroes, right? With locks. When have you ever seen a Mexican wear locks? Right? When, right? And even, let me see something. This, right? This, right? This, right? This, these images from the Mendoza codexes, right? Right? As well as the back of the head of the Olmec itself, right? The fact that these niggas will make these claims, despite all of this other evidence, observational evidence, right? Observational evidence. You're using people who clearly want to cover up the original inhabitants or the autochtons, which they've been doing this whole time. That's why we're classified as fucking African Americans today. But you go back in your lineage, you got people telling you that you Indian, right? You got people in your lineage clearly telling you that you Indian. But these niggas then went back, changed this Negro, black, or Negro, no, colored, Negro, black, and African American, right? Because they're clearly trying to cover something up with the fact that all of the other evidence we done seen of the shit they didn't do. You think these people don't have an agenda? And these Pan-Africans is coming and they love Africa so fucking much. And anytime any evidence is showing you black people anywhere else, they're going back, saying, what, that been debunked. We refuted that. Nah, it haven't been debunked, my dude. In fact, we only showing you more information and more evidence showing that these people have an agenda to begin with, right? So let's get back into some more, because he got a lot of shit he's saying. And I want to be on his head on everything he's clearly saying. So let's go back. Let me clear this out. And we're gonna hold his feet to the fire and make this nigga pull up that I want him to pull up the claims that he's making about what Cypher is actually saying. I want him to pull up the actual article as well as just saying it or whatever. Where's the fucking source at, nigga? Pull up the source, since you saying that she said that these are not Negroes and that the back of the hair is fucking feathers. Pull the fucking source up, nigga, because we can clearly see in the Boma Park Mirrors, the Mendoza Codex, and other figurines that was found in the Yucatan, right? Or in Central America, that alluding that these people were Negroes, and they also wearing locks and also wearing braids. So please pull that up so you can make a fool of yourself. Let's get back into it. Peace to gods, man.
We're gonna knock all this off, man. So we was at the quote unquote
$0 Grubhub delivery fees with Prime. Eligible orders only. Terms and additional fees apply.
Hold on. We was at the quote unquote pseudo-scientific quote unquote hidden colors. All right. Okay. But
as you see, they just giving commentary. They giving commentary, and these niggas is doing These niggas is doing giving a pseudo commentary because you mentioning that you got sources, but you're not pulling up the sources and you jumping around on this shit. Right. And we're going to see, he's going to actually pull up some sources of some other things at the end, but we're going to actually get into that as well.
But it was important, right? Because it, you know, despite the flaws in the joint, you know what I'm saying? All right. You know, Hidden Colors resonates, you know, with the audience. All right. Seeking to claim and celebrate African and African American descendants history, man. All right. And you know, it's like in the face of Eurocentric biases in traditional education, man. So we know there are biases in traditional Eurocentric education. We know that. So I guess for that part, you know, it kind of empowered Afrocentric thought. Okay. And it was sparking discussion. So that would be part of the cultural impact, right? And I know how it made me feel. But at a certain point, yo, just feeling good ain't enough, y'all. You got to be able to prove what you feel. That's if you want to run with the big boys. Now, if you want to hang out in a parking lot with those who can't get into the party, that don't care about museums, that don't care about scientific articles, just want to know about the feel-good thing, then that's what you do. Okay? You know, so all right, you know, it just sparked discussions, man, conversations about the need for more exclusive and accurate depictions of African contribution to global history, y'all. So that's what it really sparked. And this is where we come in, right? This is where the pseudo killers come in, the community of skeptics, Science with Shawn, you know, Mossy, all them brothers, man, they want to fight for that, right? That's where we come in. And I think it's important. So now we got something to stand and look at. We can see it. We can see the whole landscape. Whereas though Hidden Colors couldn't do it, right? It sparked discussion. So this is the damn discussion. Don't hate me, hate the game. Ain't no shade. It's just saying y'all can't keep promoting that because now it's out of hand. Thousands upon thousands of African Americans thinking they Indians. Go figure that.
It's just the mere thought of them thinking that they is wild. And they never talk about anything in North America. Everything is in Central America. And the reason for that is crazy. The origins of Mayan art, monumental stone sculptures of the art. But that's it. It's the Aztec and the Mayans. They are all over. And the Olmecs, they are all over. Just this. I don't understand how people can't fathom that those people that were in that region are still in that region today. Excuse me, are still there today. And they tell us that they've always been there. And then you sit here and say, nah, there was a group before them people. So now they colonized y'all.
You see how naive these niggas is, man? How naive they are. The fact that he's saying that the people who live there now are the descendants of the original inhabitants, brother. Because you see people there. So these people didn't, like he said, didn't take over with the help of the United States government. You see the evidence of these Negroes living in them areas, but they then came up with a story to give you for the reason why you see Negroes in them areas. And no, we don't just talk about Central and South America. We also talk about North America, because even when you look at a lot of the evidence that the Mayan culture is what birthed like the Yamasi and the Muskogee, and also the these other cultures that was in North America, right? The Algonquin and the Iroquois. We see evidence of that. We see actual Mayan evidence in Georgia. We see the blue dye that's through Texas or Mississippi and through that region right there that they used in order to make some of the murals. And we also see this as a way as the color what's the color they, I think they mixed it with the red clay or something to make purple or whatever. But we see the evidence. We see the evidence of the Mayan and the Olmec culture within North America, right? But then some people will say that the so-called mounds, right, which Cahokia was an actual structure, right? It was an actual structure. And it was multiple structures that was going on in that Mississippi Valley right there, right? Which they say that that's older than the fucking structures that's in Central and South America. They say that's older. Okay? So either whether you believe we came, because, like I said, this shit can be real complex, right? From just understanding that, right? That north is south. So we actually, the map of how you see North America actually is upside down. You understand what I'm saying? So even when you're saying that people came from the north into the southern region, right? Into the southern region, right? You would see people working their way up. Now, this is just from other stories, you know what I'm saying? But there is evidence substantiating that even if these stories of people didn't migrate, we see evidence of people that was in the Mississippi region, as well as Florida, and as well as the southern states, right? And even going all the way up through the northeast corridor, right? That has that connection to what we see that the Olmecs and the Mayans having, right? We see that my bad. We see that the what's the name? What's the tribe in Virginia? Oh my God, I can't think of the tribe in Virginia. But we see that X, right? We see the X symbol, right? The Powhatan. We see the X symbol in that Virginia culture, right? We also see the X symbol that was pulled out of some of these artifacts of these mounds. And it's the same symbols that we see in some of these mounds, we also see in some of these pyramids that have been excavated. When you really look at some of the objects and you start cross-referencing, these objects are the same symbols. So we know it had to be a worldwide civilization coming from either north to south or south to north. So the fact that Shawn P is saying them mosquitoes that's living in that region are the original inhabitants, yo, listen, like I said, some people don't need to talk about this. Keep talking about them primitive tribes in Africa. Don't cross over to our expertise, because now we're teaching you. Like we've been teaching these dudes. These dudes just been in denial. They just been in denial this whole time. And like I said, some of these niggas is in denial because they in love with the African culture. And some of these other niggas is in denial because these niggas are fucking actual goddamn agents, like brother fucking Ankh. Okay? So let's get back into some more of this.
Make that make sense.
Make it make sense, man. So we gotta get this thing started, right, man? I want to give y'all a little brief. And so, in conclusion of why I had to speak on the hidden colors,
Feathers, middle portion of it. Yeah, they get directly into why they,
and let's see, this is in his own words, bro. We're gonna play it in his own words. All right, get this cracking right.
Therapy has always been such a scary idea to me because I simply did not know where to get started. I didn't know how to find my person. I did not know where to go until BetterHelp came in and helped me solve a lot of those problems. With BetterHelp, I got started on my therapy journey and I actually went through a couple of different therapists to find my perfect match. And that's something that you shouldn't be scared of. You start with a questionnaire when getting started with BetterHelp, and even that helped me guide and helped me think about what I'm looking for with this experience because
In his own words, ladies and gentlemen, Tariq Nasheed, FBA leader, scholar, teacher, author, and producer of Hidden Pseudos. Let me stop.
Our ethnogenesis came way before then. We became foundational Black Americans when all of us collided in the 1500s. So we've already had a presence here. And also when they talk about migration and people moving from different places coming from one place to another. Some of the red natives, when they came over the Bering Straits, they came from Asia. So you're not going to call them immigrants. I mean, they had a migration and they settled in parts of this land. There were black people who were here. That's why when they do DNA, they down there in South America, they dug up one of the oldest fossils in the Americas, which was Lusia woman, and they reconstructed what the woman looked like, a black woman.
And look, check this out, right? The fact that Tariq Nasheed is even mentioning Lusia, and Lusia go back over 12,000 years. And he's still saying that people came here in the 1500s. You shouldn't even be using Lusia woman or the 81 so-called skulls that was found in that area, right? We shouldn't even be using that unless you got common sense to realize that black people had to be on this hemisphere way before some 1500s. Okay? Because that should go back to the 12, not to mention Naya, right? But as we're going to see, I'm not even going to get into that because I don't want to jump the gun, but I'm going to let Tariq Nasheed keep on saying what he's saying. But the fact that Lusia go back 12,000 years ago, right? And it's in the area of Brazil, right? Where they telling you that the people that's in Brazil right now are descendants of African slaves. But none of them are descendants of Lusia. But then they went back and changed that, as you're going to see. So let me let Tariq Nasheed keep on talking because this nigga about to make some claims, some foolish claims.
Been here thousands of years ago. We've been here. Yeah. Then the Folsom people been.
You heard that loud and clear, right? Lusia. That's our favorite thing to mess with, ain't it, Shawn?
Yeah.
Lusia.
Oh, some people. I'm stuck at the bro. The Folsom people. He talking about Colorado, North Dakota type. The Blackfoot. He say when you mention the Folsom, that's around the regions of where the Blackfeet were dwelling. And we got the DNA on that. They carry the B2 haplogroup. That ain't no African haplogroup.
No. Well, we got it right here, Lusia. We got it. Big up to Christian scientists extract DNA from a 10,000-year-old skeleton, unravel ancient history of the Americas. Lusia. All right, they got the DNA right here. Let me share the article with you. And don't mind me because it's the first time I looked over it. So
I can tell you, I can tell you if it's a good one from the top of it. If it's that
this Columbia, this University of Columbia.
Yeah, no, you good. Yeah, because they'll have the cell article sort. Yeah, there you go. Nature, ecology, and evolution. Yeah, we're good.
Where is it at so I can click on it? I can click right to it. Where you reading?
Nah, so like where it says an international research team includes go by the picture.
Oh, underneath the picture? Okay.
Yeah, yep. The second paragraph, the results which have just been published in Nature, Ecology, and Evolution. That's the reference. That's the source. So that's where this information is coming from. And you'll see that in many articles related to Lusia and Lusio, which is the dude.
All right, hold on. Let me make this bigger so you can read. Hold on. Is you familiar with this? Hold on. Now I'm clearly familiar with Lusia, and I remember how they first characterized it. They changed it. Now, did they change it because they was being racist? No, they changed it based off of more available evidence. That's okay. So here you go. Lusia, that's 10,000 years ago. This is clearly what Tariq was talking about. You want to talk about the results, Shawn? Can you see it?
Yeah, but I got a no. You're good. You're good. I had a different article as well.
All right. So use the one you want to use. So give me the one you want to use. But this is one article. I'm gonna drop this in the chat for you. This is how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna drop this in the chat for y'all. We're gonna clear that clip out the way. We're gonna bring some real scientific sources on. Let me drop this for y'all put this in your folder. All right, get that straight.
Hold on. I'm just going into a secondary source to pull up the primary. If y'all see my
Okay.
screen, what I just did.
I see. Go ahead.
If y'all see my screen, what I did. Now I'm gonna come back to this because we all know the study comes from out of the Cell Journal, right? But for us common sense folk, when you look at it, so anyway, that I wanted to show that because it's where the information coming from. But anyway, so
All right, let me show you how he doing it, how he did it. Because that
Hey, my bad, peoples. I was in the back looking at some other research while they was talking. I didn't even know that StreamYard kicked me out. So sorry about that. Can somebody tell me how long I was out? Can somebody put in the chat room and tell me how long the StreamYard kicked me out? Because I was actually researching something. So I can kind of go back. $5 minutes. Wow. Huh? StreamYard, right? So let me go back right here.
In position to correct himself on the whole Lusia situation.
yeah, you're not gonna do it. Let me see. What is the date on this video? Let's see. No, he's not gonna do it.
If you have a child who's in 6th or 12th grade, then I have some surprising news for you. It's a common belief that any activity.
No, this a month ago. What you talking about?
No. I know, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, so we all know the study comes from out of the Cell Journal, right? But for us common sense folk that ain't too hip to all of that stuff, it's very technical to read that study when you look at it. So anyway, that I wanted to show that because it's where the information coming from. But anyway, so Walter Nevis is responsible for recreating or creating Lusia. That's why they call him the father. So he's responsible for identifying this woman to the public, right? He's not alone. He has workers and help, but he's responsible for stamping the features and the recreation of this woman. However, as time went on, because his work was before this initial work that was done to dig a little bit deeper, there was a study that was published in the Cell Journal, and it was a study that was done, as you can see from the top here, 72 researchers from 8 different countries. So they concluded on who Lusia was and Lucio. Now y'all keep hearing me say Lusia and Lucio because it's a male and a female, Lusia being the female. Okay, these people were they clearly tell you of a Clovis culture migrants from North America. Distinctively African features attributed to Lusia were wrong. They tell you immediately at the beginning of the article. They didn't even let you get into the body of the article to look at how they did the study and talk about the existence of that. They nipped it in the bud in the first paragraph. Now, this was published in 2018. If you go look at the video of Walter Nevis, it comes way before the 2018 date, and therefore that leads to that. So I know a lot of people, we're in the microwave age, and we like to get straight to it, but immediately we understand that. Now, this source itself has also been updated with additional information that further substantiates her position, because there's another article referring to Lusia as well. So I don't know where the brother gets the whole and it's 2024 when he did that video. He should have already been in position to correct himself on the whole Lusia situation.
Yeah, you're not gonna do it. Let me see. What is the date on this video? Let's see. No, he's not gonna do it. No, this a month ago. What you talking about?
No. I know, that's what I'm saying. It's 2024. He had enough time to correct himself. I mean, he had 2018, he had 2023 information. That release was done in November of 2018 on Lusia.
Oh, you talking about? Oh, yeah. Oh, I got you. Yeah, he shouldn't even be doing. Yeah, he tripping. Yeah, Tariq and them tripping right now. Yeah, they.
All right, so this nigga just made this crazy ass claim, right? Hold on one second. All right, hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second, people. Just bear with me. All right, I'm gonna play that over again. All right, because I wanna play something to go along with it. So the claim that he's making, I'm gonna play it one more time. All right, so I want you guys to hear it again because I'm gonna actually pull up some evidence of what he's saying, and I actually got the actual article on. I actually got it up, the article that he was showing. So we're gonna get back into it. I'm gonna rewind it a little bit and play what he was saying and his claim that he was making about Lusia.
Y'all know I've been using iRestore devices for many years now. I recommend them. I started using.
Use the one you want to use. So give me the one you want to use. But this is one article. I'm gonna drop this in the chat for you. This is how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna drop this in the chat for y'all. We're gonna clear that clip out the way. We're gonna bring some real scientific sources on. Let me drop this for y'all. Put this in your folder. All right. Get that straight. Let's see. All right, let me get it out. Okay. Okay, let's see.
Hold on. Hold on.
Hey, my bad. Hold on. Stream y'all kicked me out again, y'all. My bad. We back though.
Come back to this because and like your brother, what you say is his name's Chris.
No Christian. Call him Christian. No Christian. He sent that to me. All right, go ahead.
Okay, no Christian. Yeah. Well, his hold on, let me F this all up. But anyway, so we all know the study comes from out of the Cell Journal, right? But for us common sense folk that ain't too hip to all of that stuff, it's very technical to read that study when you look at it. So anyway, that I wanted to show that because it's where the information coming from. But anyway, so Walter Nevis is responsible for recreating or creating Lusia. That's why they call him the father. So he's responsible for identifying this woman to the public, right? He's not alone. He has workers and help, but he's responsible for stamping the features and the recreation of this woman. However, as time went on, because his work was before this initial work that was done to dig a little bit deeper, there was a study that was published in the Cell Journal, and it was a study that was done, as you can see from the top here, from 8 different countries. So they conclude, I'll keep out in a female, Lusia being a female. Okay, these people they clearly tell you of a Clovis culture migrants from North America. Distinctively African features attributed to Lusia were wrong. They tell you immediately at the beginning of the article. They didn't even let you get into the body of the article.
So listen, so you hear, right? He said that these people, so Walter Neves, he got it wrong, right? Now, understand this, right? For Walter Neves to make a mistake, right? Because actually, I got the article right here. Let me see something. Let me put my glasses back on. I got the article right here. Let me just make sure we still good. All right, we still good. So hold up. I ain't showing the article. Just hold up. Let me make sure we still good. All right, we still in. So they changed the whole dynamic of her face, right? Of his face. Because remember, there was 81 skulls that was found, right? Let me see if I can find it. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up in a minute. Hold up. Y'all gotta forgive me. I'm a little rusty. with StreamYard and pulling up my article, so bear with me, all right? Let me stop. I don't know. Matter of fact, I was waiting for Chief Holiday. He was gonna come on and join me. So the link is for Chief Holiday only. So Chief, if you in the back or you in the chat, hit the link because he's gonna be talking about some things that we got expertise on that this nigga don't know what the fuck he talking about. So, all right. So let me go back there. So this is the article. Let me see this one. This is the article right here that he's looking at right here. The new face of Lusia and the Lagoa Santa people, right? Now, like he said, it was studied by 72 researchers from 8 countries, concluded that the Lagoa Santa people are descendants of the Clovis culture migrated from North America. Distinct African features attributed to Lusia was wrong, right? Now let me make sure we still in. All right. So now look, this shit gets into the Bering Strait cross, which I'm gonna pull up some articles on that and show you, right? So let me see something real quick. Let me get to the part where he was talking about Walter Neves. Let me see. Get this down here. No, it's up there. It's up there. All right, right here. So it's right here. So all right. So it says 7 skeletons along dozens. Now it wasn't 7, it was 81. They found 81 fucking skulls in that same region where they found Lusia, which I'm gonna pull the actual article up in a minute, right? It says 7 skeletons along dozens of others were found in successive archaeology campaign at the site. It said led initially by Walter Alves, right? Neves, a physical anthropologist, right? It say, and since 2011 by Stratus, the archaeology campaign led by Neves between 2002 and 2008 were funded by, I don't know what group that is, but the FAP ESP. Hold on, let me see something. Let me make sure we still on. All right, we still on because this shit has a thing of kicking me out. So it says altogether, the new study investigated fossil DNA from 49 individuals found in the 15 archaeology sites in Argentina. 2 sites, 11 individuals dated between 8,900 and 6,600 years ago in Belize. It's saying 1 site, 3 individuals dated to between 9,400 and 7,300 years ago. Brazil, 4 sites, 15 individuals dated between 10,000 and 1,000 years ago. Chile, 3 sites, 5 individuals dated between 11,000 and 540 years ago. And Peru, 7 sites, 15 individuals dated between 10,000 and 730 years ago. The Brazilian skeletons came from the archaeology sites of Lapa de Santa. Now remember, check this out too. I want to keep this in mind, right? I want y'all to keep this in mind, right? I think back in probably about 5 years ago, the museum where they claim they had Lusia actually burnt down. So now what year is this again? This is from 2018. So I don't know if this was before that actual museum actually burnt down, right? Well, let me see something real quick. All right, hold on. Let me make sure we didn't get kicked out again. All right, so we still in it. All right, so hold up. It said the Brazilian skeletons came from archaeology sites of Lapa de Santa. 7 individuals dated 9,600 years ago. It's in the Shell Minton with 5 individuals dated 2,000 years ago, as well as from the river Middens in Barbara Valley, San Paulo, or whatever. 2 individuals dated around 6,700 years ago. They're saying 1 individual dated around 5,800 years ago, right? So let's go down. Hold up. Now, listen, this is the conclusion that these niggas is trying to say, right? Matter of fact, right here. Now, here they talk about the genetic. All right, so hold up. Let me go back right here, right? It says genetic results of the new studies shows the categorical that there was no significant connection between the Lagada Santa people and a group from Africa or Australia. So the hypothesis that Lusia people derived from a migration wave prior to the ancestral of today American Indians has been disproved. No, it haven't been disproved because they didn't show no evidence. And like I said, they're not taking evidence from the people who live there. We don't know what these people is doing with this DNA shit. Now check it out. It says, on contrary, the DNA shows that Lusia people were extremely Amerindians, right? It said a new bus. Now listen, it says a new bus. Now check this out. Right here. Now let me make sure we still in here. We still in. So it says a new bus has replaced Lusia in the Brazilian scientific pantheon. Caroline Wilkinson, a forensic anthropologist at Liverpool John Moore University in UK and a disciple of Neves, has produced a facial reconstruction of one of the individuals at the Lapa de Santa. The reconstruction was based on a retro-deformed digital model of the skull. Now, retro-deformed digital model of the skull, right? Now, check this out. Now, let me stop sharing this real quick, because we're going to actually hear Walter Neves himself and what he's saying, right? Because we always want to hear from the actual individual, right? Now, look, all the studies that they did right here, right?
He fully expected Lusia to be a Mongoloid, an ancestor of the American Indians. But then he fed the measurements into the computer. He's been using a standard and reliable archaeological measure, the shape of the skull, to find out what race she belonged to. He fully expected Lusia to be a Mongoloid, an ancestor of the American Indians. But then he fed the measurements into the computer.
When we start running the computer and seeing the results, it was amazing because we realized that the statistics, the quantitative analysis we were doing was not showing these people to be Mongoloid. In fact, the analysis was showing these people was anything except Mongoloid.
So who was Lusia? And where did she come from? To find out, the skull was taken to a hospital in Rio de Janeiro to begin the process of reconstructing her face. The first stage was to make a three-dimensional CAT scan of Lusia's skull in order to build a replica. The cast was then given to Richard Neve of the University of Manchester in England, one of the world's leading forensic artists, to recreate her features.
Now listen to this, right? Check this out. Now, Richard Neve is supposed to be, according to what they just said, one of the world's leading forensic scientists, right? So now you got to look at it like this, forensic. So that means that he have done criminal forensic studies, right? Meaning of body parts that they found, or bone structures that they found, right? Or human remains of a murder victim, right? And he reconstructed their face, right? Now, see, the thing of it is this. This is when you got to use your brain, your common sense, right? The fact that he's a forensic scientist, right? Meaning that he solved murder or he solved crimes, right? So therefore, when they do the bust on these skeletons, right? A lot of times when they part of a crime, they will present the bust, right, to the public and ask the public, do anybody know who this person is, or can anybody identify this person? So in the case of when they present this to the public, right, what happens is the public will present a picture or evidence that this is the person who they believe was part of the crime or the murder or whatever took place, right? So the fact that he comes close to reconstructing the image or the structure of the skull, and someone can present a picture and identify that person, meaning that he know what the fuck he's doing. So the fact that they went back, just the fact that they went back after all these fucking years, right? After all these years, and they had all these team of scientists, and they trying to go back and debunk what Walter Neves saying that, oh, his so-called bust of Lusia was false, and they reconstructed it to redirect the whole history of Lusia being a fucking Negro and trying to make her American Indian, which is a Mongoloid, right? Which he's clearly telling you she's not a Mongoloid. Now, you've seen all the studies that they conducted to come up and say that she's not Mongoloid, because part of the whole skeleton thing, from me reading these scientific journals, right? What they do, the difference between us or the Negroes and Mongoloids is that around the nose area, right? I forgot what they call that. It's a terminology, right? But it's in one of the actual articles, right? It's a terminology for it, right? Our nose structure, or around our nose structure, the holes of the skeleton is bigger than other individuals. That's Europeans, Asians, or well, Mongoloids would be Asians, obviously, right? But this is one way how they able to come up with the conclusion to what ethnicity or race that this skeleton was, right? So now, like he said, this is one of the world's leading forensic scientists. So one of the world's leading forensic scientists got this wrong, and then these people got it right now. You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, it's a cover up. The cover up is bigger than the crime. I don't know. Is you guys still with me? Press one for me if y'all still can hear me, man. Because I see people drop out. I don't know what's going on. Press 1 for me if you guys can hear me. Press 2 if you can't. All right, okay. Katrina Porter, you want to say? It said our noses are very distinct, right? They say, all right, so our noses are very distinct because we have wide nostrils, right? So that's one of the determinations that come into creating a bust that he's presenting. So the fact that they went back, it's so important to them at this point in time to go back and reconstruct the shit, right? Why couldn't they just be satisfied with the fact that she's a Negro? Because they're covering something up. The same thing with the Olmec heads. I mean, they had to get so precise to the point to where they start looking at the Olmec, the braids. And, oh, these are not braids, these are feathers. Oh, these are not, like, the arguments that they're making would definitely make you curious to why is they going back doing this? Because they're covering something up. The same way how they classified us, right, and changed our classifications, the same way how they changed a lot of the history, right? They have an agenda with making sure that that they correct any studies that was done previously to say that Negroes wasn't in America. And this is obviously what they doing at this point in time, right? At this point in time, this is obviously what they doing. You understand what I'm saying? So let's listen to Walter Neves, because he's the expert of this. And them 72 scientists, because the only thing they talking about is DNA. Only thing they talking about is DNA in that article. And then they're making an explanation of this Bering Strait theory, right? Which is a fucking theory, which you're gonna see out of 10 scientists, right? No 10 scientists agree about the Bering Strait crossing. It's not definite. It's not approximate. It's still in its hypothesis or theory stages. It haven't been proven to be a fact yet. So that's the thing. When you're doing research, you're looking for inconclusion. You're looking for other so-called experts that's not agreeing on something that should be factual. And what evidence are they finding to where they can agree on this thing being factual? You understand what I'm saying? And the fact that we have a forensic expert that I believe he ain't got no dog in the fight. He ain't got no reason to say that these are not Mongoloids. If he was on that agenda and if he was trying to disprove that these are the people that look like the Indians that they show today, then he just would have went on with the theory that everybody else been saying. But the fact that he came out and said that this is a Negro, they didn't like that in history. But there's other evidence that we clearly see. We don't just go on what Walter Neves said, because there's more than just his evidence that concludes what we're talking about. Matter of fact, hey Cal, if you want to come on, hit the link. I see you in the chat because I know you did some research on this as well, right? Hit the link if you want to come on. All right, so look, let's get back into what Walter Nives was saying.
That to me is a Negroid face that has all the features that you associate with a Negroid face. The proportions of the face, it doesn't say anything about it being Mongoloid.
Was this then the face of a first American? Her reconstruction is confirmed by measurements Walter Nevis has taken of all his skulls.
The first reaction was not to believe in it. But as the results, repeated so many times, and the result is exactly the same thing. They are very similar to nowadays Aborigines and Africans, and no similarity at all with Mongoloids in Asia or with American Indians.
When I was reading to prepare for this interview, I was quite surprised to see you use the word Aborigines.
Was this then the face of a first American? Her reconstruction is confirmed by measurements Walter Nevis has taken of all his skulls.
The first reaction was not to believe in it. But as the results, repeated so many times, and the result is exactly the same thing. They are very similar to nowadays Aborigines and Africans, and no similarity at all with Mongoloids in Asia or with American Indians.
When I was reading to prepare for this interview, I was quite surprised to see you use the word Aborigines.
So we actually heard the experts, right? Not some nigga who's taking, not some nigga who using scientists to like use one scientist and say that this scientist is right? He actually kept running the same simulations back through whatever computer system or whatever that they was using to substantiate what the race or ethnicity of the so-called skull was. So he said it kept repeating itself, right? So the fact that in this other article, right, that we just read, right, how My bad. I forgot to unmute the mic. My bad. I told you your boy a little rusty here. Sorry about that. I'm a little rusty. I'm gonna read it again. So hold up. Let me make sure we good. Sorry about that, Shawn. All right, we good. Yeah, your boy a little rusty. I need practice again. Hold up. All right, so like I said, your boy a little rusty. Sorry about that. I need practice, but guess what? We're gonna get back into it, right? That's why I got people texting me, letting me know what's going on, whether or not I get kicked out. Get kicked out while I'm actually going over this, right? Hold on. All right, so look, so this is another. Hold on. All right. So it said the history of the people and of America has just been interpreted afresh, the largest and most comprehensive study ever conducted on the basis of fossil DNA enacted from ancient human remains found on the continent has confirmed that the existence of a single ancestral population for all American ethnic groups, past and present. Right now, this is the same shit we've been hearing. Now, remember, this article is from 2018. Okay, and we know that over the last couple years, since Walter Neves and other experts came out. Hold on. I'm sorry about that. Hold up. All right, so this is done in 2018, right? Which this is not a new article, but the thing about it is, why would they go back and redo something of a so-called expert at forensic science, right? Why would they go back and change and try to make him incorrect, and then just prove that all of the people here are so-called mongoloid people? Now we know just from them making that claim that they have a fucking agenda, because we see too much evidence, like how I showed you. You know, they went back talking about the Olmecs wasn't Negroes. You know, in any so-called Negro evidence, they always try to go back and use all of these pseudoscientists and saying that these people have conducted DNA to basically prove that they're not African, Australianoids, or South Pacific Islanders, right? Let me make sure we good. All right, hold up. Here go Cosmic. All right, so you in. All right, so look.
You've been in my nerves all day.
Oh, all right. So hold up. So look. So it says over 7,000 years ago, the original continent crossed the Bering Strait from the Siberia to Alaska and began people in the New World. The fossil DNA shows the affinity between the migratorial current and populations of Siberia to northern China. Contrary to the traditional theory, it had no link to Africa or Australia, right? Or Australia, right? Now that's what they're saying. It said a new study also, right here. It said the new study also reveals that once they have settled in North America, the descendants of the ancestral migratory flow diversified into two lineages some 16,000 years ago. The member of one lineage crossed the Isthmus of Panama and peopled the people in South America in three distinctive consecutive ways, right? Now look, this is the shit they've been saying that has been fucking debunked. This whole Bering Strait theory,
Facts.
right? Which, peace to the God, bro.
Peace to the righteous gods. What's the word, A-Weezy?
Man, we back on these niggas' hills, man. These niggas foolishness, man. This is beyond foolishness, brother.
Yeah.
Like beyond foolishness, right? Now look, even we can get to this, right? Once again. So this is dealing with the history of the Bering Strait land theory. Now look, theory, right? And this is from National Park Services, right? But I got also another article pulled up from the history. Now I say new study refutes the theory of how humans populated America, right? Then I got another one right here. This is from
I was gonna show. You might as well go on here and show it because I was gonna show the same shit.
Nah. If you want to get in on the conversation, you're already in here, right? So now this is another scientific journal or scientific article, right? It says popular theory of Native American origins debunks the genetic and scientific biology. It's saying the latest scientific finding suggests that the ancestral Native American population does not originate in Japan as many archaeologists has thought. Right now, this article right here is saying that these people, because they saying that some of these Mongoloids may have came from Japan, right? Because they claiming that they found something that resembles something that they found in Japan, right? But the other article, this one right here, kind of tells you that this whole thing is preposterous of some people crossing the fucking land bridge and walking all the way from what we could say is Alaska, from Alaska all the way into North America, right? And then from the
even worse, Siberia through Alaska, then east of the Rockies. How? What you eat on, A1? For thousands of years, what you eat on when can't nothing grow up there?
They claim animals. You know what they want? You know what they say though? What they try to say? They trying to say that this shit happened before that before the ice storm or the ice covering it, right? Because they saying that it was vegetation there prior to before the ice. That's why they keep pushing the dates back. Because
you heard the latest one they trying to push, talking about maybe they had boats and they were following some type of underwater kelp or seaweed. You dig what I'm talking about? First of all, that you can't get to, and the water would have been lower, so there would have been no seaweed there. And thirdly, the oldest boat we ever found over there is only 6,000 years old.
Exactly. So the fact, see, and see, this is the thing, Kyle, right? The thing that these niggas think, because you have people who claim to be experts at this shit, who still using the term theory. If they are experts, this shit will be fact.
Yeah, scientific.
And we would close the case on it. But the fact that it's not a fact, right? Meaning that we can cross-reference between the scientists, and we can use, just like how he just used the scientists to say that, these people that went back and changed Lusia face, right? Now your face is more mongoloid, right, than it was prior to Walter Neves, right, or Richard Neves, right, of him making so-called bust. Now he's a forensic expert, meaning he solved murders of unsolved murders. You know how they find it's an unsolved murder, they find a fucking skull somewhere. So
they piece your skull back together. You dig what I'm talking about? Make your face and everything again.
So that would mean that all the cases that he was involved in was false.
That's what you would have to say that if he somehow he got Lusia wrong.
That's what I'm saying. So, but it's not even. But see, the thing of the evidence is this, brother. It's not just Lusia. We also got the skeletons that was found in that was found in the Caribbean. I actually got the article for that. But you got that. You got Naya. Then you got the other shit from the British Isles and Caribbean, right? Then we also got the Olmecs. We also got the Mendoza Codex, the Boma Park Mirror. We got all of these evidence of showing that these are Negroes. But then when you see them with your own eyes, somebody got to come up and give you an explanation. Say, no, that's not a Negro. And even these these niggas claim everybody else is African, right? The South Pacific Islanders, right? When you see them people over there, oh, these are Africans, right? But so how did they get over there? You see what I'm saying? Oh, they're original. All we know is they originated in Africa first, right? But then when it comes to shit that you see, you got Brother Ankh making these are outlandish fucking claims and sounding like a goddamn idiot because these niggas rely on science. I don't rely on science. I know how to cross-reference. I know how to take. If I'm reading something, I'm reading to see if these people are approximate with their so-called studies.
And then on top of that, A1, we juxtapositioning that against what's observable, nigga, that what can't be denied. I'm looking at this motherfucker and it's brown. It got long, black, coarse nigga hair. It's doing everything a nigga is supposed to be doing, except y'all calling it an Indian.
Bro.
Y'all calling it a Negro.
So you don't have to be, because these niggas are not even experts in their field of their pseudoscience. And they're how do you say?
And they regurgitating niggas who was already wrong.
That's what I'm trying to say.
From the get-go, and they just because what is science? Let's look at it like this. First of all these niggas do is takes another nigga's thoughts, add a little bit of piece to it, and say, "Oh, this is science." You dig what I'm talking about? And then let's say that's not science. You dig what I'm talking about? I'm saying in fact, in real life, that the sand dial is more scientific than the clock. If that's the case, because you got to get down with time using the nature. You dig what I'm talking about? Using the unseen parts, or trying to explain the unseen parts on why the seen part even work. If your theory or is not aligning with what's objective, you got to start again. But this is the good thing about science. It's supposed to be wrong. It's supposed to check itself every day. Because guess what? We might have missed something, A1. And these niggas missing a lot. And what it is, it's America. They think nobody was here. That's the whole overall reaching idea, that they could say any claim that they're trying to make, but that comes from Roman Catholic religious papal bulls, where they call it Novus Terra, where they're saying, oh, it's new land. Ain't nobody here. You dig what I'm talking about? No, man. And so they try to claim it up for themselves. You know what I mean? But under this racial science, you dig what I'm talking about, of colorism, classism, bias, casteism. You dig what I'm talking about? They always trying to hide and replace the Antanchan everywhere in the world, not just America. They're going to be trying to say Chinese niggas is the original Australian Aborigines in a minute. You see what I'm saying? So this is why dudes like A1 in this movement is so important, because we checking shit at the door.
And they don't like that. And these stupid ass Pan-Africans, right, which they making these claims, right? I'm sitting up here listening to these niggas, right? And how foolish they sound. You see what I'm saying? Because outside of what they saying, right? Okay, you gotta write the question shit, right? But when you coming up with claims that just sound preposterous, to where you're not even thinking for yourself, like what dog do you have in a fight to disprove that black people was in America already? Just so you could say we all came from Africa? Or just, you understand what I'm saying? Like Like what kind of like these niggas has to be fucking sociopath and psychopathic, you know what I'm saying, for them to even go back. And even the people who went back and felt as though it was a good thing to redo what Walter Neves and Richard Neves went and did. You understand what I'm saying? Just the fact that they was like, nah, we're gonna restudy this. We think they was wrong. We think they was wrong. You understand what I'm saying? We think they was wrong. And even when I was looking at the article of where they tested the individuals at, right? They didn't even test the subjects in Brazil.
And not even by Lusia. They're nowhere near her. A whole different people from a whole different time. And this is how I body bagged your boy with this shit, because what they don't understand is A1, they're still under a already debunked theory called out of Africa. So as soon as we apply the same techniques to debunk out of Africa to your whatever the fuck you did, yo niggas in Africans in America theory, the same things debunk it. And the major one is genetic drift. We don't see these people there. And even if they were there, somehow Africans, which way did they go? How can you be sure that they weren't older in America and went to Africa? My brother Bat brought up something, bro. He brought up something, and it just made me think. I said, well, damn. If to have genetic diversity, extreme genetic diversity, right, in any environment, many different types of genetics must be put into it. That's the same thing with Africa and why we finding the most genetics over there. More people went into Africa than came out. So this would be showing that why you have so many variations in genetics is because many people went in there. Not that many people start there. Yeah. I had to give it up to my dog on that. You dig what I'm talking about? Because I hadn't thought of it that way. You dig what I'm saying? And it makes more sense. Yeah. You got more genetic diversity in New York than, let's say, butt Indiana. Why? Because more people go to New York than Indiana. Right? They go to Manhattan way more than they go to little BFE Indiana. You see what I'm saying? So there's more genetic diversity there because it's more traffic. Simple. Shout out my young dog Bappington, man. That was a dope observation. And look, the crazy part is this is what they don't want to give it to us at Honwheel. They don't want to give the fact that people who look like me and you, niggas, who took the same information you took, right? Same information they took. And we came out with a higher ideal, a brand new theory that's more concise, that's more clear, right? And now they're going to have to mention a Hanu Field and Cosmon Cal when they say Richard Neves. Why? Because we were the ones able to take these high ideals and go even higher with them.
So check it out, right? So look,
we gonna be the new leaders in this shit, bro.
So look, so this is the article I was reading. It says a new study refute theory of how humans populated North America, right? So look, I'm gonna get into when he start kind of like refuting what he's saying, right? So look,
yeah, that's Willislav.
Yeah,
Willislav just came out and told it.
Yeah, so look, It says, from a core sample, the researchers developed a steep vegetation began to appear in the regions 12,600 years ago, followed quickly by the arrival of animals such as bisons, mammoth, jackrabbits, and vole. It said around 11,500 years ago. Hold on. Hold on.
And I think them numbers off.
They all are. These are not precise, bro. These are fucking these are guesstimations, man. These niggas, they don't have no actual evidence of any of this shit, right? So look, it says so now it says around 11,500 years ago there was a transition to a more densely population landscape with trees, fish, such as pike, perch, and animals including moose and elk. It said a research team used a technique called the shotgun sequence to test the samples instead of looking for specific pieces of DNA from individual species. We basically sequenced everything in there from the bacteria to animals. It's saying it's amazing what you can get out of this. We found evidence of fish, eagles, mammoth, and plants. It shows how effective this approach can be to reconstruct the past environments, right? Let's check this out. So now, right? So now he's saying the bottom line is that even though the physical corridor was open by 13,000 years ago, it was several hundred years before it was possible to use. That means the first people entering what now the U.S., Central and South America must have taken a different route.
That kills everything they talking about.
Check it out. Let me conclude where we're gonna build. Look. So it said, look. It said whether you believe these people were Clovis or someone else, they simply could not have come through this corridor as long claimed, right? As long claimed, right? It says there is compelling evidence that the Clovis was preceded by an earlier and possible separate population, but either way, the first people to reach America in the Ice Age times would have found the corridor itself implausible. At study of co-author David Meltzer, the archaeologist at Southern Methodist University, right? It said while later groups may have used the passage across the ice bridge between Siberia and Alaska, the study author says the first humans in North America likely migrated along the Pacific coast. Along the Pacific coast. Now, this is getting into the whole Lemuria thing when he starts talking about right. So now when he start talking about this is more kind of like giving more life to the Lemuria thing, having real evidence, right?
Yeah.
It says, although it is still not known exactly how let me put my glasses back on. It said the route taken. Now go ahead.
No. At this point, so they admitting that even though this is what they find, and they finding this, first of all, look at the movement. The movement is north and south.
Yeah.
Watch this, man. Listen, man, I'll get into this. You know what?
Go ahead, Bill, for a minute. Go ahead, Bill, for a minute, because I gotta take this phone call. But go ahead, Bill for a minute. Yeah. Add what you got to add.
There are stories, narratives, histories, and that are attested to in many different languages. You dig what I'm saying? But in the Americas, we are the only people who are known to primarily known to migrate north and south. Right? We didn't need anybody to do that from initial statement. You dig what I'm talking about? And this is why we seem to find very old things in the middle of our country, and they kind of irradiate out north and south. They're going both ways. This goes back into hidden histories of Atlantis, so-called Atlantis, so-called Lemuria, Mu, and a sunken continent now in the Pacific, but I don't think it's in the Pacific. I think it is the Pacific. The continent that was once above the water is now pushed below it and is the floor of the Pacific. Water, the remaining scar or the impact crater, right? That was left over from what ended up happening, y'all, was a continent was sunken. And it was done on purpose. It wasn't no, you know what I mean? So a continent was sunken on purpose. This is where you get this is why everybody has a flood myth, because it caused a genetic bottleneck and a extinction level event. But just like the hero who survives the tale in America, his name is Amaraka. He tells the story that we get from the Algonquins, which, to my understanding, in the Americas is the oldest story, right? Well, there's two. There's the story of Guatemala and the adoration of Guatemala, which is practiced by the Mount Shasta Indians. And then you got that of the Algonquins and the story of Amuraka, the survivor of the Great Deluge. You're going to always notice everywhere in the world, you're going to hear about 7 sages, 7 peoples, 7th eras, 7th, you did what I'm talking about, people types. You did what I'm talking about. And the proof to what they're saying is that these things happen in what are called eras or 12,000 year measures. At the time that they're telling these stories, the Algonquin blood myths and all this, they're always telling you this is the 5th. The 5th. We are currently in the 7th right now, which started in 1848 AD. So when they be talking about that 5th rebirth and all that stuff, they're talking about a thing that happened 24,000 years ago. Right? Guess what? Halfway through that, and then guess what? It's marked by the Laurentine glacial maximum. Listen, if you go back 24,000 years, you're smack right dab in it. You dig what I'm saying? Guess what? But if you cut that in half, guess what we get? Another freezing period on the goddamn earth called the Elder and Younger Dryas. You dig what I'm talking about? Cut that in half. What do you get? The desertification of the Sahara. Cut that in half. What do you get? Yeah? What do you get? We get the Bronze Age collapse. Cut that in half. What do you get? You get the fall of the Mayans. And classic Mayan, so-called classic Mayan, not Maya. Mayans, they not even the same people. So we got to understand and get out of these contexts of what these people is even calling us, because just because they're calling us a thing doesn't mean that they're that. For instance, they called the people who are the great megalithic builders of Mesoamerica, they called them Olmec. But they're not Olmec, nor did they ever call themselves Olmec. It is a term tied to a certain people who are in a certain place at a certain time. So everybody around there is Olmec. This is why they tried the Toltecs, who that's what not their name, but they tie them in with the Olmec and the. You dig what I'm saying? Just because they're in the time range, everybody gets applied to this, or everybody over here at this time is Incan, and this is Mayan. And when in fact there are so many groups, tribes, affiliations, chiefdoms going on all at the same time that it's very hard to tell without direct objective, observable proof to your claims. Right? Olmec means old Mexico. That's not the people. It's a time that is applied to a people. Think about it. When they got here to the America, they called the Aboriginals Indians. Correct? That's not who they are. They called them Negroes. But that's not who they are. We called ourselves Siouan or Miccosukee or Suwani, or you dig what I'm talking about? Appalachia, or you dig what I'm talking about? Okono or Edisto, or we called ourselves, we had our own name. And just because somebody applies something to you to make it fit in their feeble minds does not mean you have to acquiesce to it, right? And it definitely, objectively means that you're not what they're calling you. Right? They called you African when you got here. You ain't no goddamn African.
Resolution already on it. Minute.
You dig what I'm talking about? So we gotta just, if we gonna break one spell, we gotta break them all.
Sit back and you say, oh.
Right. Just because you in the time of Egypt, so everybody over there is Egyptian. No, nigga. You had quote unquote Canaanites in there. You had Nubians in there. You had people who would have been from South Africa. You had people who would have been from ancient Greece, the Minoans, the Persians. You would have had. You did what I'm talking about. And they was all in Egypt. But guess what? We had a mega society over here. Right? And it wasn't until we let the Aleuts in. You dig what I'm talking about? Shout out to the Inuits. You dig what I'm talking about? They're my brothers. You dig what I'm saying? And when you go kick it with them, they'll let you know. Nah, bro. Nah. We more alike. Thank y'all. And we more alike than everybody else. Anybody ever been to Alaska will tell you that a real Inuit is a nigga. Even though they got the empathetic fold, or what you call the Chinese eye. First of all, they brown as any of us. For the most part. They brown as any of us. And they niggery in them up. Crips, Bloods, everything up there. They smoke tweed. They niggery. We let them over because they wasn't tripping.
So, Cal, look, I want you to hear this other part of this, right? I'm gonna try to keep it to around like maybe 3 hours and 30 minutes. So we probably rock out for about another hour. So I want you to hear some more of this ridiculous shit that these niggas is talking about.
Oh, they made a video?
Yeah, they made this as a video. This is a video.
Oh.
This is Ankh and this sassy nigga Shawn P talking. So these niggas is now. This is the other part of it right here. So let me play a little bit more of this.
Ankh then fire back up the crack pipe.
Lack of rigorous methodology. Okay. All right. Now, based off what I know, this main argument, all right, is that pre-Columbian art in the Americas depict individuals of diverse ethnic backgrounds, including Africans, Asians, and Europeans.
Oh, last goddamn sources.
All right. So he's interpreting artifacts, ladies and gentlemen, such as pottery, sculptures. All right. Trans-ocean contact between ancient civilizations. He's saying all of that. India came over here. Phoenicians came over here. All that nonsense, right? Man. So we got artifacts as evidence cited.
So real quick, just to show you that all these niggas rock together, right? Hold up. Let me see something. This nigga Rob Nosh is in here. He said Bap said that they had cars and electricity 2,000 years ago. They said LOL. It said he said English language is from the United States. LOL. Now this is to show you that all of these niggas are all in cahoots, whether they white people and these stupid ass Pan-Africans. Now, like I said, outside the fact that we could do our genealogy and we know who our people is, but just as far as the evidence that Negroes have been in America, you know, for at least time immemorial, from the anthropologists, skeletons and the human remains that they found here, right?
Mm-hmm.
As well as the artifacts, right? As well as the images, right? The images in itself, right? So now what he's reading is Unexpected Faces in Ancient America, right? Now, this one book, right? This is just one book, right? That actually he made claims of the Negro presence in the Americas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, this nigga is going through every length of every Pan-African research and explanation that he can find, right? To pretty much say that this guy got it wrong. That, you know, what they do is they look at everybody who basically disapproves of the content that's in his book to disprove them, just like we just said with Lusia, the Olmec heads, the fact that even us saying that we're Indians, right? They're still saying that we Africans mixed with Mongols.
Facts.
You understand what I'm saying? So they don't never want to just rest on the fact that it was Negroes here in America. They never want to run. That's one of my areas of expertise that I've always that I always constantly kept, you know, just keep adding to the conversation or whatever. So that can strengthen your argument much more of us being here on this continent, besides the fact that, yeah, we got lineage and genealogy, because, you know, a lot of people, oh, well, you know, African Americans, we're mixed. We have so many different, no, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. That's all nonsense and bullshit, right? But listen, let me get back. I mean, I'm gonna play a little bit of this, and we can definitely get on this.
But goddamn, how old the source got to be? A1?
Bro,
you pull a source from 2025 or 2023, or you dig what I'm saying? When you go, so you're going back 40, 50 years, 60 years to try to prove something that's already been debunked. You know why the faces was unexpected? Because they were older and blacker than they thought was here. See, they always always put it to the Mongoloid as the oldest, but the Mongoloid tell you it was somebody here when he got here.
That's a fact. That's why that whole Bering Strait. That's why you debunk the Bering Strait theory.
You got to do that. You want me to tell you why, A1? Because these niggas burn Lusia down on purpose. Let me tell you why. Listen, in November of 2018, they were already had set up to do testing and all this shit on, the bones was being collected from the museum in October, and the genetic testing was being done in November on Lusia and all those bones, right? It had only been 5 years since the Human Genome Project, so they just now getting around to her, right? And she had sat around since the 70s. It been found her. So, they're doing the genetic testing in November of 2018. Just so happened miraculously, at the end of September of 2018, a building that is built not to burn.
Burn.
Somehow burned down.
So check this out, what you said, Cal. This article that this clown is reading is from from November 14th, 2018, bro. Make it make sense. So look, from this article he's reading is from November 14, 2018. So, and they saying they have already done DNA evidence on it.
They
but
did.
They that's what I'm trying to say. That,
let me show you. Let me show you something real. Let me show the people we don't be capping. A1. We really do our homework. Let me share my screen with you real quick, and then you get right back to what they talking about.
Go ahead. You got it.
Okay, let me blow it up so the people can see it. Let me blow it up so the people can see it. Look, right? This to prove that no genetic testing was done on her. If genetic testing was done on Lusia, why would they need to create a separate skull model? Remember, the dating of the genetic testing applied to Lusia was done in November of 2018. But how is that possible when Lusia was burned to pieces in September of 2018? Also, what was left of her bones weren't even found till late October 2018. Objective proof is they never were tested. They tested a totally different people from a totally different area and from a total different time. Science has subjectively assumed that they're genetically akin simply because they're both in Brazil. This is the same faulty logic that Guzman was using at the time. So whose skull and genetics were used and applied to be Lusia's? And this is and I caught the boy. He was trying to hide this, right? This is the document, right? This is from the source. This is the source. Y'all check this out from called Agência Faith SP in Brazil. Right? Y'all look this up. All right, let's go outside. Now, this is the new face of Lusia and the Lago Santa people. Now, mind you, Lusia ain't from Lago Santa. She not from there. And I just want y'all to get this understood. Lusia was found by herself. Nobody was found with Lusia. Nobody. So how you getting all these bodies of these people in Lago Santa? And how far is Lago Santa from where Lusia was found? Right? Watch this. This is the new phase. Right? This is what he was showing. Wasn't he just showing that? And this is from that source. Notice that that's not Lusia. That's Lusia here, right here at the bottom. This is Lusia. That's not Lusia. That's Lusio. See the trick? And look, notice that Lusia and Lusio don't resemble each other either.
Yeah.
Right? So
now it says in that article, right? Yo, and like I said, these niggas is so stupid.
Right.
To where they just pulling up anything to where they believe. And like I said, man, this is how we know that the people that's dealing with the science is lying. And if the fact that you know they lying, now you got to look at these people like, yo, you niggas is the worst of the worst, bro. To be like, we know that they burnt. Go ahead, get finished building.
What you saying hitting like a brick, but let me back you up. Because what you saying has been proved, Weezy. We ain't got to talk to these niggas, bro. We ain't got to talk to them. We just come through, belt the ass, and put you to sleep. Look, the DNA extracted from these bones, right? From Lago Santa, watch this. From Lago Santa, from skeletons of people who lived there between what? 10,000 or 8,000 BC to 9,000 or 7,000 BC years ago in caves near Lago Santa, right? So notice Lusia predates the Lago Santa bones by almost 5,000 years.
Yeah.
She predates Clovis. She predates Clovis in North America.
Yeah. Yo, and that's what it says in the article. And this nigga, and see, the thing of it is, I caught that immediately because I'm like, wait a minute, why are you testing the bones, right? Why are you? I specifically said the timeline of the bones that they was testing, right? And they said, let me see something real quick.
The timeline kill it all.
Look, so it said the Brazilian contribution. I ain't sharing my screen, but this is what it just said, right? It says the Brazilian researchers contributed to the study was fundamental. It said among the 49 individuals from which fossil DNA was taken, 7 skeletons dated between 10,000 and 9,000 years ago, which came from the Lapa da Santa, a rock shelter in Lagoa Santa, right? Now it says seven skeletons alongside dozens of others were found, right? In successive archaeology campaign at the site was led by Walter Neves, a physical anthropologist. Now, this is the first shit they talk about, right? But then when it goes down, they're changing the dates. Like, and they're not using just Lusia. They're using others.
Yeah.
They're not even just using because we know what. See, listen, when they found Lusia, they found 81 skulls. 81.
Well,
40.
Actually,
no, go ahead.
When they found Lusia, she was by herself. Nobody was by her. Listen, this is why I wanted to show you. Can you see the screen? My bad. Let me show y'all. Right? That for the DNA that was used and tested on came from 49 different individuals, not Lusia.
Yeah.
Remember, she was burned to a crisp 2 months before they ever even did the testing. So they had to use the DNA from 49 individuals found at 15 different archaeological sites. In Argentina, there were 2 sites. But look at the dates. She almost doubled this. Look, and then look, in Brazil, there was 4 sites where 15 individuals dated between 10,000 or 8,000 BC and 1,000 years ago. Right? They testing modern niggas. You dig what I'm talking about? This is in the Holocene. This is now. Nothing ancient about these people. Listen, let me go back and show y'all the the luminescent dating on Lusia, because she old as dirt. Look, she old as dirt. Look. These various lines of evidence point to a high stratigraphic integrity with little mixing at listen, they testing people from Lago Santa, right? But Lusia was found in La Pavermija. Gotcha.
Yeah, see?
She from La Pavermija. But look, let's kill him. Let's show how far La Pavermija from Lago do Santo is. Hold on, look. Look. It's a 8-hour, 33-minute car ride.
8 hours.
In a car.
8 hours, nigga.
Look, in a car. This is from, look, Lapa do Spirito or Lapa do Santo, way up here, right? And this is where they tested the bones at. Lago do Santo, way down here. 8 hours and a 33-minute car ride. There is 536 kilometers between Lapa do Santo and La Pavermija, virtually the distance between Detroit, Michigan, and Peoria, Illinois. So the 49 bones that got tested, that is from 8,000 BC, right, was way down here in Lapa do Santo. But where they found Lusia was way up here in Detroit 8,000 years before. You dig what I'm talking about? By her goddamn self. They're not the same people. That's like trying to say just because you dig what I'm talking about. I'm in Detroit and A1, let's just say A1 is in New York, that they have to be the same people.
Yeah, exactly. Now check this out too, right? So the fact that they would use, the fact that they would try that, they would now see, listen, to a motherfucker like Shawn P, who obviously, you know, he can't be that intelligent like he think he is,
bro.
Right? And brother Ankh, who like we need to start giving out the Yellow Bus Awards to some of these niggas, man. Give a nigga a golden yellow bus. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk to the Chief Holiday and see if he can get that shit started, right? The Yellow Bus Awards, right? Because the fact that number one, the number two, I'm gonna tell you this too, right? I don't believe them. I don't believe they even tested the DNA on them 49 other skeletons, bro. I don't even believe they even tested the DNA on that.
Hey, what? Come on, dog.
You understand what I'm saying? I don't even believe it. Because if you would sit here and think we're so fucking stupid to where you talking about Lusia, these are Lusia descendants or whatever that scattered over a 9-hour fucking drive, not rounded off to 9 hours.
Right.
A 9-hour fucking drive, nigga. You saying that these are descendants, and along the way, you're finding bones and human remains and say, oh, that's Lusia cousin. Oh, that's Lusia great-grand. Get the fuck out of here.
Out of here.
And the fact that, go ahead.
Let's kill him. Let's kill him. Let's kill him some more. Right. This is right here. This is Lusia's remains as they was displayed in the National Museum of Brazil. Right. Look at the catalog number. Right. It's La Pavermija 4, Hominid 1. Right. She was found by herself. Common name, Lusia. Right? Now, even the date has been moved, right? And she in Pedro Leopoldo, Brazil. That's La Pavermija. La Pavermija is in Pedro Leopoldo. Right? Discovered in 1974. So, La Pavermija Hominid 41 is Lusia catalog number. Right? So if I'm going to Lago do Santo and there were 49 people there, it's gonna say 1 for La Pavermija hominid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you could tell which one you tested. But in La Pavermija, there was only one body found.
Bro.
So, and they did no genetic testing on this. They did no genetic testing on this person. Who you talking at? Hush up.
He saying you right. The dog, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Yo, even the dog know it's bullshit. But see, the thing of it is like this too, right? You gotta consider this shit too, right? See, these niggas don't think we know about this shit already. So the people you're talking to, that shit going on deaf ears once I hear it and once you hear it. You see what I'm saying?
They don't know we know it, and once we question them about it, they actually don't know anything about what they're stating.
Yup. At this point in time, yup.
And look, this kill it right here. Gene flow. This what daggers. This is why they on Out of Africa 5 right now. Genetic drift, gene flow. In population genetics, gene flow, also known as migration or allele flow, genetic drift is the transfer of genetic material from one population to another. Now, if the modern Native American, right, was ancient, right, they would have the same genetic stock as Lusia.
Yeah.
They don't. They don't even have the same genetic stock as the Lago del Santo niggas. Because they asking, well, how they get some Southeast Asian in there? Huh? They're not even the same stock.
And see, listen, and see, another thing is too, right? These niggas, like we said, they're relying on these scientists to refute the claim. So you think of any article you pull up of someone who disagree with us, oh, that's checkmate. No, nigga, I got you in checkmate. We already took your queen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you running around, you just running diagonally in the cross and moving one space with your fucking king at this point in time, using pawns. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we already got you in checkmate. So it's like, you know, at this point in time, we have multiple sources to pretty much substantiate what our claims are and the evidence to what we're trying to prove. You pull one individual who has 49 skeletons over 9-mile fucking radius, right? And don't even have the original skull to test them with.
Right.
You don't even have the original skull to test them with. So how the fuck is you substantiating this claim? See, that's how you do it. So it's a fucking theory, and that's what most of these motherfuckers use. Fucking theories. And they got us thinking that this shit is precise and accurate.
Yep.
The barren land bridge. Theory. And like the man just said, like I want to just back up to what we were just saying, right? Oh, let me get my glasses. Hold up. Back up to what he was saying, right? So just to conclude, to go along with that, because that article is also using this too. I don't know if you got you look like you got pieces of that article from the one that Shawn P showed, right?
Mm-hmm. I do.
So once again, it says the route taking by first humans coming to America is still unknown, but much evidence points to the Pacific coast.
Come on.
Okay. Says to the Pacific coast. Okay. Now, this is the genogenetic at the University of Copenhagen, right? It said if this is the case, we could be looking at humans who adapted the survival by exploiting the marine resources, whether by boat or sea ice. It's saying they could have had a substantial resemblance to what the Inuits had, right? You mentioned the Inuits, right? So, they're already saying, well, look, man, we got evidence these people coming from the Pacific coast, right? Which when they bring up what the evidence of Lusia is, right? They mention Africa, Australians, and the Melanesians and the Pacific Islands.
Facts.
Okay. Now, and then also, like I said, you know, from just my studies of Lemuria, a lot of people don't agree with that, but even when I seen Church Ward evidence, like Church Ward is not using Mickey Mouse sources. He using actual sources to come up with a claim. And see, most people go, and this is what we do, right? We use the people who trying to disprove that any of this shit happens and use them like they're the face of the person refuting this information. Their evidence is conclusive and
outweighs it,
outweighs it, which that is still theory. I mean, they still theologically stating that from a point.
Right.
And it's a perspective. It's only a perspective of what the evidence led, because they seeing certain remnants and saying, all right, well, this looked like this may have been a route that came from, you know, Siberia, right? Because they may find an artifact or find something to where they like, oh, well, this may have came from. No. You believe in, like, even he's saying this shit in the article. You believe people walked all the way across that land bridge, came through Alaska, and then walked from the western end of North America and went down through the Mississippi region into Texas and into the Yucatan Peninsula, right? And into South America. And then not even just into, bro. Like, you will have to be a fucking monkey uncle to believe this shit. Oh, this happened over 20,000 years. But there's no evidence that's substantiating this. The only evidence substantiating this is that you saying that the Mongoloids are of Siberian origins, which that ain't even true. My thing is, I believe these motherfuckers was created in the Americas, brother. That's why they trying to pinpoint and make all of these explanations. Oh, yeah, they came from the Pacific. They came from over here. No, the reason you seeing these people here, because they're the first genetic ancestors of the grafting process. And then the other ones you see over there that's in Asia now, the pale skin Asians, because no one's making the evidence. Well, how did the original Asians, are the original Asians, right? So the people that's in the Pacific Islands, right? If they are the original Asians, then how the fuck did Asians get pale? And their hair is different. And their hair is different.
And they just genetically different.
Bro, look, let me show you something. Like, even with that, right? Hold up.
Look, here go the switcheroo. Here go the whoop-de-doo right here. Because we supposed to be talking about this person, Lusia, on the right-hand side. But they didn't put the whoop-de-wop and the switcheroo, the whoop-de-doo. And now they changed it to Lusio. So when they were trying to tie these so-called genetic testing and they can the modern Native Americans and Amerindians. No, they never tested the actual indigenous American. They tested this nigga. Right? And then we got to start understanding that, first of all, radiocarbon dating is off. Anything over 5,000 years cannot be scientifically trusted. They're saying Lusio is 3,000 years older than the control, and that Lusia is 11,000 years older than the control.
But check this out, though. Look, this to go along with this, right? Listen to this, right? Okay. So it says, all right, it said, although the new studies of 49 individuals and the 15 archaeology sites. Now, listen to this, right? It said it goes down. It says, beliefs one site, 3 individuals dated between 9,400 years and 7,300 years, right? Then it says 4 sites, 15 individuals dated between 10,000 and 1,000 years ago, right? It's saying 3 sites, 5 individuals dated between, now listen to this, 11,000 years and 540 years ago. Okay, now look, and then it says the 7 sites, 15 individuals dated between 10,000 and 730 years ago.
Come on, bro.
See, these niggas think we fucking stupid. They think we stupid. They think that, okay, we're not going to read this article and actual use common sense when we reading it. Why is the timeline so far apart? For all we know, the shit that they using could be from the 540 years ago specimens.
Here you go, right here. They just told on themselves. And look, in the very next verse, look, they told on themselves. The Brazilian skeletons. Lusia is from Brazil, right?
That's
Lago
right.
do Santo is from Brazil, right? The Brazilian skeletons come from the archaeological site of Lapo do Santo, not Lapa Vermelha. Some 500, 600 miles away. It just happened to be both in Brazil. That's like one thing can happen in San Diego and another thing can happen in Sacramento.
Hey, look, we got, Shawn P, Mozzie Warrior Clan. we're gonna officially give you the Slow Bus of the Year award, bro.
Show bus showed it. Show bus showed it. Show.
Look, you officially earned the Slow Bus of the Year award, my brother. You
We gonna
officially
give
earned
you a golden helmet.
a golden helmet. Yeah.
The golden helmet goes to whatever, bro. I don't even know bro name. Them niggas ain't even they not even on my radar.
Yeah,
but look, he don't think we can read, nigga. They didn't test Lusia. Now, and I got to shake up out of here, but let's see who they did test. Let's see who they did test real quick.
Get your helmet ready.
Hey, Weez, because if no genetic testing was ever done on Lusia herself, then whose genetics were used? We just told you, nigga. Lusia, who lived in Sao Paulo 10,000 years ago, 6,000 years after Lusia. Was an Amerindian like what? Look what it says, like indigenous people now. So they claiming them to be what? Native Americans. Because they didn't test you against this.
That's right.
DNA reveals an investigation covering 4 different parts of Brazil carried out analysis of genomic data from 34 fossils. How? Lusia is only one, including larger skeletons, multiple, and the famous mounds of shells of fish bones built on the coast and revealed differences between the communities. Did you catch it?
And
where is Lusia from? Sao Paulo.
The crazy thing is this: the DNA experts already said that they can't go back and test you with no genetic ancestors. So it's like, so they can't even go back 10,000 years and test it with a human today. They already made that shit clear. They cannot test you to none of these historical figures. They already made that claim. And what would that be? Autosomal? That would be autosomal DNA.
Yeah. And even back past 1,000 years, none of it shows in your genetics.
Exactly. And that's how you know. And see, these niggas don't know that. These niggas don't know that.
Hey, Weez, I gotta go shoot this short legger over here to the movies real quick, man. And but I'm gonna jump back on, bro. I'm gonna jump back on, man. You cooking, bro.
But look, we're gonna do another. I'm gonna play the rest of the video. I'm gonna do a part 2 to this shit, and we're gonna let Shawn P come on or whatever. If he want to hit the link, you could definitely come on. I'm gonna do a part 2 to this probably tomorrow or whatever though. But look, my man,
Shawn, you gotta come up and explain yourself.
Yeah.
How are you saying Lusia, right? Where is Lusia from? He's from Sao Paulo, but Lusia is from where Lago Vermelho. Now, explain how you tying these two people together and they 6,000 years apart, 8,000 years apart in actual history. And you can't even show genetic drift that connects the Lago Vermelho people to Sao Paulo and Lusia in the same area.
And
how you gonna connect them all the way up here?
But they obviously taking the samples from human beings today, which you can't take. You can't. How the fuck you gonna take autosomal DNA, right, and then test someone today to someone 10,000 years ago when scientists already said that's impossible to do? It's impossible to do it. No, do your thing. Do your thing. I appreciate you for coming on, Cal, man. Thanks, brother. I appreciate you.
Hey, y'all breathe in, let that light in, man. I'm Cosmon. I'm out, y'all. Peace. Hey, Weezy. I'm gonna still be listening. I'm gonna just take her shorty over there.
No doubt. Peace to God, brother.
Peace.
You got my brother Carl Victor State, man. Peace to God, bro. It's my brother right there, man. Been a long time, bro. Been a long time. I hope all is well, brother. But Mozzie Clan, look, man, you and Ankh, y'all need to sit in the back of the class, right? and allow the teachers to teach. Because you said a lot of foolish shit on that podcast, brother. You said a lot of foolish shit. You mentioned the Bering Strait, which the Bering Strait is not conclusive. It's not, still a fucking theory. You mentioned Ann Cyphers, right? And how you said that she said that the back of the Olmec head them wasn't braids but feathers. And you believe that either from your observation of seeing the so-called mirrors of the Boma Park mirrors, which you can clearly see the Mayans with fucking locks and braids. So the fact that the descendants of the Olmecs still wearing locks and braids, and you think it's preposterous that the Olmec statue, which them are clearly braids, them are not no feathers, bro. And the fact that you sat there and believed that, because you niggas got an agenda. You niggas got an agenda, or you niggas is just completely incompetent to be teaching anybody at this point in time. I don't know which one it is, but I mean, at this point in time, brother, like I said, you want to debate one of us? And you want to debate? We see why you hide from debates. Because you already know your goose is going to be cooked. Just like your brother, Not a Coincidence. Just like your brother Lucky. Just like YK, who take constant L's. He even take L to rookies. Even rookies beating up on him. And he's supposed to be a professional. And you damn sure don't want to jump in the ring. Oak don't want to jump in the ring neither. So, like I said, man, I'm definitely like we gotta definitely put y'all on notice, man, that you niggas are incompetent. You niggas are not in no situation to be teaching anybody anything, bro. Anything. You niggas are straight morons, man, when it comes to this information, bro. You're not even reading the scientific research and cross-referencing it with other people who basically don't agree with this, because even the studies that's conducted are not conclusive. So with that being said, I gotta slide too, y'all. But I'm gonna definitely do a part 2 to this, and I'm gonna put your name in the title again, Shawn P, so you could come in, and I'm gonna drop the link so you could definitely come up here and get exposed. Because you niggas definitely ain't on our level. All you niggas can do is troll in the chat room and make them little private videos without nobody pushing back on anything you saying. But yeah, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat room, man. Shout out to everybody came through. Sorry we had a little technical difficulties. I told you I'm a little rusty. Been a minute. Sharing the screen and going through all these motions or whatever. So sorry about the technical difficulties. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the first part of this conversation, and we will have a second part. Definitely. So peace to the gods, man. Peace to the goddesses, man. Shout out to all the Aborigines, North, South, Central, and the conjoining islands, man, as well as the Indians, as well as the Moors, etc. So with that being said, once again, it's your brother Hanu Kiel, aka A1. Until next time, like I said, I'm gonna do a part 2. I might do it. I might wait until Tuesday night to do it, right before New Year's. So we could definitely do a part 2 to this, and I'll have some more research pulled up, and hopefully Cal, hopefully some of the other guys that come through and contest this. And also, like I said, we're gonna be nominating the year end of the Short But Shorty Awards. The niggas who definitely get the golden helmet at the end of the year, or at the end of the fiscal new year, right? We're in our New Year's in March. So with that being said, man, shout out to everybody in the house, man. Thank you for coming through, man. Peace to the guys, peace to the goddesses. Once again, it's your humble brother, Ahanu Kiel, aka A1. With that being said, peace. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day, man. Peace to the gods.